If you're one of the millions of Americans behind on your taxes, if you're afraid to open your mail because IRS collection letters could be coming, listen carefully. The IRS is cracking down, taking paychecks, freezing bank accounts, revoking passports. That's a fact. But here's what most people don't know. There are official tax relief programs designed to help struggling taxpayers. Programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Optima's award-winning team will fight to protect your paycheck, your passport, and your property. Their tax attorneys and licensed tax professionals will work tirelessly to get you the best deal possible with the IRS. Every day, penalties and interest keep piling up, so don't wait. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey there, Mark Hoffman and Tom Romano with you, the Travel and Entertainment Guys, brought to you by Sports Leisure Vacations. Time for our weekly travel tip, and with it, here's Mark.
TSA announced this week a system that will let travelers who still do not have a real ID get through security at the airport. If you don't have a real ID, a valid passport or other accepted ID, you'll pay $45 to use a modernized alternative verification system. Wow, that's a mouthful. The new system starts February 1st. Each $45 payment will allow you to travel for 10 days without paying again. If your trip is longer than that, you will have to pay twice or just get a real ID. The process will differ from airport to airport, but this will happen obviously before you go through security. Not sure if you have a real ID? If you have a real ID, in the upper right corner of your California driver's license, there will be a star in the middle of the bear.
More tips to make you a smarter traveler, Saturdays at 11 a.m., right here on Sactown Sports 1140.
Welcome to the Bar None Auction. Bar None Auction is selling thousands of items this Saturday, January 10th in Sacramento. Large farming and construction equipment, cars, trucks, and industrial supplies, all sold to the highest bidder. Always open to the public. Visit barnoneauction.com.
600. So. International Sportsman's Expo, January 15th to the 18th at Cal Expo in Sacramento.
KHDK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140. Your home for Kings talk and so much more.
Live and local.
Allen Stiles on Sactown Sports.
Yes, yes, yes. We have made it to Friday. Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports, taking you up to 2 p.m. for the last time. That is right. Headed to afternoons with my guy Matt and Kayla taking over the middays. Matt George, Kayla Anderson taking over the middays. That starts on Monday. I move to the afternoons on Monday as well. And look, here's the thing. If you are one of our P1s, right, and I'll call you an everydayer. If you are one of our everydayers, I apologize because we are going to be repeating ourselves a little bit today, but I'll tell you this much as it sounds like we are repeating ourselves, as I joked with Whitey yesterday in Crosstalk, there are still people that don't know that Kyle Draper is no longer on the Drive Time show. So just to give you some context there are a lot of people that don't get to listen every day because life be lifing. So we have to repeat ourselves. It's the same reason when something big pops up, right? Breaking news, the number one rule in this industry that I learned very early in my career, Allen, repeat yourself. Repeat yourself, repeat yourself. I'll never forget, I think it was when Tom Brady might have retired or he went back to the Bucs, something like that. I was on the air and I got a call from my program director after the show and he said, "You did not say it enough." That's what he said. He said, "You needed to repeat yourself more." People are in and out of the car. People are on YouTube, off YouTube all day long. So you have to repeat yourself. So that's what we're going to have to do. If you are one of our everydayers, I apologize in advance. You might hear some of the same stories, but we have to make sure everybody knows. And even though we're going to repeat ourselves about every hour, every half hour, there is somebody next week that will that will look at me on the afternoon show and say, man, Draper got shorter. We are headed towards that irregardless of whatever I try, but we're going to try our best to let everyone know that the changes are happening. Or there's another joke here about Matt and Kayla taking over. For me, well, what happened to Allen? We'll take the safe route here on the last show of the Allen Stiles Show, the Midday Show. But what happened to Allen? So somebody will still be confused. Okay, and that's okay. We will try to explain it to you as much and as often as possible. But we got a lot to get into today, man. We've talked so much about the story and everything, and, I don't want to repeat myself in that way. Of course, when we get to the end of the show, I will say my final goodbye, but there is a lot to talk about today. And one thing I did want to make clear before we do get into all of that, the phone lines are open all day long. We're giving away Cedric the Entertainer tickets. That's at 1 p.m. Okay, but besides that, 916-339-1140. If you got something to say about the show, if you got a funny story, the phone lines are open all day long. Doesn't matter if we're talking about the Niners, you want to talk Kings. Doesn't matter if you want to talk Kings while we're talking Niners. Whatever it is, just let me know. Call in 916-339-1140, and we will take you up on that. If you want to give me a hard time, some of you have really taken me up on that, and I appreciate you for it. Look, I'm built for it. My mom always said, let it be like a duck, roll off your back. If you got something positive to say, if you say, good, Alan, bye. Now my 10 a.m., 2 p.m. is back. I saw that before. Hey, thanks for letting me know. That lets me know that at least you hate listen for a little bit. So we appreciate it. 10 a.m., 2 p.m., 916-339-1140. Kyle Ledbetter behind the glass. Kyle's going to be rocking it out with Matt and Kayla, so that's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm excited for you, Kyle. Like I said, we'll have more conversations as we get to the end of the end of the show. But one thing we did want to let everybody know, to follow up on some of the inside jokes that we had. Everybody gets on me. It's the craziest thing. Everybody gets on me for liking the most popular donut that was ever created, the original donut that was ever created, the glazed donut. So I walk in here today, and Kyle, as I'm trying to fit into this tux, by the way, the tux is shipped. It is on the way to my house right now. Kyle pulls up with 4 beautiful glazed donuts and 2 twisted glazed donuts. Chris Verlot and Jason Ross wouldn't take one. We got all these chips because of Jason Ross's game. So I don't know what is going to happen with me in this tux, but Kyle, thank you very much for the donuts, my guy.
You are welcome, and thank you for the $25 Taco Bell gift card that Alan Alan scheduled to send to me at 10 o'clock a.m.
Why does it tell you that it was scheduled?
I mean, you told me, hey, check your phone, and I pulled it out, and I had nothing, and then 15 seconds later, it sent.
I want you to go get you a nice Crunchwrap Supreme. Okay, I want you to go get something like that, a beef and bean burrito, anything you need, man.
I will take you up on that offer, although I wouldn't do it if it weren't you. I tried my one Taco Bell. Mm-hmm. Don't feel like I'm missing out on very much.
I think you are.
But now that I have $25 free, I mean, based on how much I had to pay the first time, that's getting me one taco and one Crunchwrap Supreme. That's all I'm going to be able to get.
Now we're even, Steven. And don't call me out like that, Kyle. There's a nice card in the back for you. That's not the only thing I got for you.
Yes, that
so you open that after the show. Okay?
I will wait until the end of the show. Maybe I'll open it on air. We'll see how the whole show goes. But yeah, people can call in. We're going to be emotional and crying. Today is pretty tough. I'm sad to see you go, but I know that it's on to bigger and better things.
Well, I appreciate you, man. And just like, the 10 a.m. slot has always had a lot of critics. That's just how it's been. It's been a very hot time slot on this show, but I feel like we were able to turn this thing around, man, and we did it in a great way. But we couldn't have done it without people that get caught up on things that don't really matter. So we got Malcolm saying, hey, Alan, you said irregardless. That's redundant. It's regardless. Thank you, Malcolm. My mother is probably about to text me the same thing. So we appreciate you. On my last day at the show, Malcolm needs me to know about irregardless. So that's what we appreciate on the show. People like Malcolm. So thank you, Malcolm, on the Sac Chat. I will take that with me to the Drive Time show. But as far as everything that we have going on today, it is fitting. How fitting is it with all of the drama that came along with me being hired at the time I was hired, because the Beam team had just lost to the Warriors. I was watching that game where Harrison Barnes clanked that three-pointer from the wing in the hospital with my first kiddo, okay? And at that time, I was in the Bay. I had no clue 3 years later I would be out here doing this. How fitting is it that my last day, the Kings are playing the Warriors? So we have plenty to talk about there. It is a rivalry. I don't care what anybody says. It's still a rivalry to me.
I still think that story is so funny because I imagine, knowing this now, that somewhere an interstellar Matthew McConaughey was back there watching you miss that shot and knowing you were about to be a Kings fan and just going,
no! Right?
No!
I had no clue. No clue. Funny enough, when that series started, that whole thing happened right at the end of the pregnancy. So that game one, and I'm trying to remember, the Kings obviously won the game one. We were at a wedding, and that was actually the due date. So, my wife is waddling around, and we were trying to figure out, okay, what are we going to do? Are we going to have to leave? We were in San Francisco, and there were Kings fans. And they were Kings fans at the wedding celebrating. And me, at that time, I'm thinking, man, okay, like, good for them. I didn't really get it. And then the next year, all this pops up, and we're here, man. It's insane.
See, it's the universe meant for you to come here. If your first child's due date was the day of the first Sacramento Kings home playoff game in 17 years... Fate was bringing you to Sacramento, Allen Stiles, and look at you now. The highest rated midday show since before the pandemic on Sactown Sports, and about to become the drive guy alongside Whitey and Jay. Yeah. Look at that. Fate has brought you here.
So we have a lot to talk about with Malik Monk and the Warriors and the Kings. We have answers. By the way, I love shouting out Sacramento media for standing on business, because a lot of people, and I know Twitter isn't reality, but a lot of people on social media like to say that Sacramento media is soft, they don't hold people accountable, and I don't think that's really true. I think that there are certain ways to do things, and I think that everybody says that, and you say, okay, well, who keeps people accountable? And there's one answer. There's New York. That's it. Maybe you'll throw Philly in there, but it's just New York. Okay, everywhere is not New York. And I think Sacramento media definitely holds whoever they need to hold accountable. Now, that happened yesterday. Brendan Nunez, he told us, he said, I'm on this Doug Malik thing. So we have answers. I don't know if Brendan asked all of these questions, but we do have answers from Doug, kind of, as far as what's going on with Malik Monk. So that's coming up in about 15 minutes, because think about it like this. Can you answer this question for me? If you were Scott Perry and you knew that the Warriors right now weren't interested in Malik Monk, but you really wanted Jonathan Kaminga, now this is a question of power. Would you go, if you were Scott Perry, would you go to Doug Christie before the game today at some point and say, hey, Doug, I need Malik to get some minutes tonight? Doesn't that seem like the smart thing, right? Now, look, I know I was talking with the roundtable yesterday, and Malik Monk's, his numbers are good as they sit because he had a hot start and then they just sat him. But I think there comes a point where you need to take a gamble. And if you play Malik tonight, he gets one of those monster jams. He gets, he gets hot from three. 25 points, something like that. Do you think the Warriors might? Now, maybe I'm just oversimplifying it, but do you think maybe, just maybe, the Warriors think, man, we maybe could use something like that? There's two things we need, because I've been on this DeMar DeRozan train if it's not Malik Monk. I need DeMar DeRozan. Look, the Warriors aren't interested in Zach LaVine. Okay, whatever. They can't afford him unless they want to move Jimmy, who they paid $60 million to per year. Insane. But they're not. They can't do Zach LaVine. So I need DeMar DeRozan. I got a checklist for tonight's game, and I'm gonna be out there at the bachelor party, and the vibes are gonna be right, but I'm gonna be checking. I need, I think, about 25 shots from DeMar DeRozan, and I need about 30 minutes from Malik Monk. If I were Scott Perry, those are my non-negotiables today. This is it. It's one thing when they do it to your team. If you do it to your team, Malik Monk's out there boogieing. Can you imagine Malik Monk breaks Podziemski's ankles? His headband flies off. We start playing Jack Harlow as he's rolling to the ground. Can you imagine that? DeMar DeRozan, game winner. That's what we need tonight. So look, maybe I'm tripping off power here in the last show, but if I'm Scott Perry, I got to have a conversation with Doug. Malik Monk needs minutes tonight. We can't. The crazy part is you've been losing. It's not like, oh, we can't play him. What, you going to lose worse? The brother's not even covering the spread. So what are you going to lose by worse, a larger amount of points? What are we talking about here? I'm telling you right now, Kyle, I'm Scott Perry. I say, I shoot Doug a text. Hey, Doug, let's chat before you head down. They're probably already down there, right? Hey, Doug, let's chat real quick before game time. I need Malik to get at least 25 minutes tonight. I don't think that's crazy. I don't think that is an abuse of power at all. You know why? Because if they were winning games, I would feel differently. But they're losing. Hey, man, we got Russ on a minimum contract. Dennis Schroeder is Dennis Schroeder. Keon, we get it. I don't know that the Warriors don't really need another Keon. They got too many guys in that range between Moody, Buddy Hield, Podziemski. They got too many of those. One of the Spencers. They got too many of those guys. So I hit up Doug and I say, hey, Doug, you know I wouldn't do this if I didn't think it made sense to me. I'm gonna need Malik to get some minutes tonight. Kyle, is that an abuse of power?
I mean, it's overstepping for sure, but I think that's more common than we let on within organizations. In baseball, we know it happens all the time, but I don't know. The Malik one specifically, I don't know if the Malik one specifically is going to do anything, because I think that one's cooked. The Warriors are like, we just don't want him. And
you're probably right.
And I think Amick talked about it yesterday, how it seems like if that deal's going to get done, they're going to have to find a third team willing to take Malik Monk and reroute it to, I don't know, Dallas or somewhere else that is interested in taking him.
Malik and Kyrie? That'd be kind of nice.
It would be more interesting.
The defense, you got Coop. You got Cooper Flag back there. You can make it work.
Coop's going to be their de facto point guard.
Yeah.
Kyrie and Malik playing off ball. Clay's going to probably get out of town.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's, again, I don't know. The Kaminga thing is interesting, and we'll talk about Monty Poole's report that Kaminga, there's 28 teams are not interested. The Kings are the only team that is still pursuing Jonathan Kaminga, according to Monty Poole. So we'll see if...
I need Monk tonight, Kyle.
But again, it's not about Monk going to the Warriors, because the Warriors have already...
Sure. Yeah. It's optics. Optics.
You want... Maybe Joe Lacob will see this and say, I need that guy on my team.
We know Joe Lacob and Vivek, they, kind of birds of a feather in a way. One guy has Steph Curry, one doesn't. I'm oversimplifying it again. But can you imagine, Kyle? Precious Achiuwa a couple days ago, Precious about to get cashed out. I need Podziemski on the ground from a Malik crossover. I need Malik hanging off of the rim off a dunk. I'm telling you right now, that stuff does matter. Maybe not for the Warriors, but even the Warriors would say, hey, look at this guy. And the Mavericks or whoever it is, I'm telling you, Malik cannot get a DNP tonight. I think it would be, what? Now I'm scared now because of Malcolm, and Malcolm's an English teacher. Malcolm, is this correct? Irresponsible. Okay? It would be irresponsible.
Reprehensible.
Malcolm, help me out here. You can't do it, Kyle.
We all got big words here.
Unconscionable. You can't let it happen.
We can go back to this in a sec. Can I hit mini breaking news for us?
Okay.
So this is from Shams right when we started the show, right when my Taco Bell coupon hit at 10 a.m. Just in, for the first time, the Memphis Grizzlies are entertaining trade offers to potentially move two-time All-Star Ja Morant ahead of the February 5th deadline.
Wow. So the flip of the switch. Kyle, give me my music. Give me my Avengers music, man. Give me my Avengers, man. I need it. What if I told you? I don't even know what. We got to be careful here. I don't know what Marvel character Ja Morant would be.
Yeah, you gotta be.
But hold on. I got 3 more hours.
Well, no, there's an easy answer here.
No, is there?
It's the one with the gun.
Okay, well, you said it, not me. But what if I told you that a man that was on his way to be MVP, a man that had taken the Memphis City by storm, found a way to turn his career around, and he did it in a city that deserves more respect. He did it in a city that's looking to get better, that's looking to enhance on the blue-collar identity that they are all a part of, but do it in a way that's gritty to watch the gritty. Ja Morant, will you be a Sacramento King? The Avengers!
I actually do kind of want him to try.
The Avengers assemble!
Ja would be so fun on this team.
You know I'm out on Ja, right? I did all that, but I've been out on Ja.
Yeah, I know you are. And I'm out at a certain price, right? Like, I'm okay giving up a pick or two and some vets, but, I mean, we've talked about this before. The Kings' best offer would not beat other teams' best offer for Ja Morant.
I don't know, man. I don't know. The price tag for undersized point guards, not very high right now. You got you a expiring contract and a Corey Kispert. If you got that, you might be able to get Ja.
But again, Allen, Minnesota got Jaden McDaniels, or whichever McDaniels is the good one. Jaden?
Yes.
They got Jaden McDaniels. The Kings don't have a Jaden McDaniels to offer Memphis.
Kyle, think about the bag work. Think about Austin Rivers. I don't think the Timberwolves are giving up Jaden McDaniels for Ja.
Really?
No.
Okay.
No, I really don't think so, man.
I thought they definitely, like, we talked about this when the whole job, the whole thing with Isalo happened back in October, is like, hey, the Kings can offer DeRozan and Schroeder and a couple picks, but I don't know if that's beating the Jaden McDaniels, Mike Conley reunion and Rob Dillingham package that would probably be going from Minnesota.
If the Timberwolves moved Jaden McDaniels for Ja Morant, and if they included him in that package, I would say that they are out of their mind.
Really?
Yeah.
Because then they would have Ja, Ant, White Dante, Julius Randle, Naz Reid, Rudy Gobert. Like, that's still a pretty good team. That Jaden Clark guy who's good.
I'm going to say this as respectfully as possible. You're going to have Ja Morant Ja Morant is basically Kristaps Porzingis. It's just a group of guys where you're going to get 40 games. So I can't do it on that. He's a brick. You can't depend on him. His body, he don't even dunk like that anymore. Do you see somebody playing the sad music when he went up for a dunk like last week? Someone said, man, it's the same music they played Lamar Jackson, but at least Lamar had a run. Ja didn't even have a run. He had a mini run. So I can't do it. You can't shoot. You can't stay on the court. The attitude thing, it is real. Look, the attitude thing for me, and I'll never forget, I watched this Randy Moss special, right? I watched this Randy Moss documentary years ago. And I believe he's from West Virginia because I was born in Virginia. So whenever I see somebody back east, okay, shout out. And I remember Randy Moss saying, I did the same type of dumb bleep that my friends did, but I'm Randy Moss. And I was just a level I was just such an elite talent that it didn't matter, right? The juice was worth the squeeze. The only if Ja Morant was who he was those years ago, stay on that side, gritty and all like that, I wouldn't talk about the attitude thing. I wouldn't. Trying to call out Clay, he's just delusional. He's delusional to me. There's competitive, and we knew he was delusional from the I'm not worried about anybody in the West. So he's been delusional, and it's okay to be delusional if you are producing on the court, which Ja has not done enough for me. So I am OUT. I am out. I was watching Shark Tank last night, and it was, who was it? Michael Strahan. And my wife said put Michael Strahan on our list. Michael Strahan, okay? He was one of the sharks. Now all of a sudden he's a shark, and he was out on everything. They always have the guests, and then the guests, they either want to be in on everything or out. He didn't even invest in anything.
Does Michael Strahan got money like that?
He was out on everything. I know he got money, but this is shark money. So I am OUT out on Ja Morant. I'm sorry. And maybe I'll look crazy in a couple years. You talk about the spacing, and I know our spacing can't get worse. But you bring Ja Morant in, you sure going to try.
Well, but what if the package is DeRozan and Schroeder and Monk, and then you got to take on like some Ty Jerome or something like that?
I don't know, man. I mean, I just would have rather done the Trae Young thing.
Okay.
That's me personally. I would have rather done the Trae Young thing. They didn't do the Trae Young thing. So, okay, cool. If you're not going to do the double down thing, and I know Ja is probably, a couple years younger than Trae Young. But if you're not going to, now I'm off the double down thing. You didn't want Trae. I thought that the floor spacing would have been nice. So if you don't want to do the double down thing, fine. Don't do it. But don't do it with Ja. I'm going to tell you that right now. How is Trae Young not a guy that the Kings think can fit what they're trying to create? Think about the principles, Kyle. Help me out with the principles. Somebody, I know I should have them memorized by now, but Scott Perry's principles, right? Not prudence. That's just not prudent. That's what he says separately. But whatever them principles are.
The 6 pillars.
The 6 pillars. Whatever those bad boys are, Ja maybe could check off about 2. Just off the top of my head. And I don't even know which ones, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Say he could check off about 2, maybe 3. There's 6.
Sure, but again, this goes back to the market. Maybe you can get him at a discount. If Trae Young is out here going for C.J. McCollum and Corey Kispert, you might be able to get him for a discount. Now, I say that acknowledging the Kings' best offer still probably wouldn't beat another team's best offer. And the Wizards got Trae because only one team wanted Trae.
Here you go, Kyle. I got him. We want to be. Actually, I'll tell you on the other side. We got 4 hours. Of course, it's going to be a lot of fun. 916-339-1140. Call me in or call in. Let me know how you're feeling. Kyle's laughing back there. It's going to be a fun one. Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
This is the Drive, baby. Allen Stiles says farewell to the middays. Afternoons, here he comes. Beginning January 12th.
It's the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and now Allen Stiles. Kings, Niners, NFL. Allen's college baseball stats and Major League Baseball talk. Weekday afternoons 2 to 6 on your number one sports station in Sacramento. Sactown Sports 1140.
Guys, if your energy is low, your strength isn't what it used to be, or your drive feels off, it's not just getting older. For many men, it's low testosterone. At Revive Men's Health Sacramento, you can start with a free T-check, exam, and consultation so you get real answers about your testosterone levels and overall health. And this month only, qualified patients may receive 25% off testosterone replacement therapy. This isn't guesswork or one-size-fits-all treatment. Revive specializes in personalized, closely monitored testosterone care designed to help men feel stronger, sharper, and more like themselves again. With over 120,000 patients treated since 2011, Revive Men's Health is trusted for results, not hype. If you've been putting this off, now is the time to act. Claim your free T-check and consultation and see if you qualify for 25% off TRT. This month only. Call 916-619-3000. That's 916-619-3000. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Terms apply, must medically qualify.
Sacramento's Outwork playlist is Mix 96.
I'm in love with the shape of you.
Now with 4 opportunities each weekday to be our $1,000 employee of the day. Today's hits and yesterday's favorites. Mix 96.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon. Hello? You won't believe where I am. Are you running? Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture, and then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence Data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Allen Stiles. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Anybody interested in a Ja Morant? Ja Morant is being made available by the Grizzlies. All these teams just remember that clip back in the day? Why you always lying? All these teams just be lying. They just lie and lie and lie. We knew you weren't moving on with Ja. Why would you move on from Desmond Bane? I know it was a great price. Why would you move on from Desmond Bane if you're trying to build something with Ja? What are you trying to do? Right? What exactly are you trying to do? So Ja Morant has been made available. That is from Shams Charania. And I was simply going through the 6 pillars that Scott Perry talked about, and we are trying to figure out, no judgment here, if we think that Ja Morant is a Kings guy. The same way the Kings were out on Trae Young. If I'm not mistaken, they did check in on Ja at one point, and we've talked about how Trae has this weird undertone of people don't really like him, or maybe players don't like him, but it's never been officially stated or anything like that. But they were out on Trae. If I'm remembering correctly, there was a time where the Kings did briefly check in on Ja, and I'm going to read the 6 pillars, and you tell me. I'm not even going to answer. You tell me. We want to be competitive. Yeah, Ja's competitive.
Sure.
Tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, where are the signs that he's not tough?
I don't know. I don't know. That's a tough one.
All right.
It's a tough one. Team-oriented.
Well, it's a party in his city.
Accountable.
That one. Well.
Wait. Disciplined.
Ooh, well. Got bad news for you.
I really hope they don't trade for him at this point. Professional is the last one.
Well, dang.
They're based on those things, I don't think anyone should be worried. I don't think. Unless, I'm saying if you don't want Ja. If you want Ja, then the ship has probably sailed.
But remember, Sam Amick reported back in November when the whole Ja fallout was happening, the Timberwolves and the Kings have checked in.
I know. So it's maybe they checked in to double check, do you fit those pillars? And there might be guys on the team now that don't fit those pillars, but Scott Perry's stuck with them.
I just think Ja would be perfect for this type of rebuild that the Kings are doing. And again, this changes if you get Darren Peterson or one of these point guards in the draft who you want to develop, obviously. But for the way it's presently constructed, you have 2 full years, or I think 3 years of team control on Ja Morant. You've got a player who is a quote-unquote disgruntled asset and who his playing style at his best, again, big if, matches exactly what you're trying to do with Domantas Sabonis. Now, maybe you don't think Ja or Sabonis should be a pairing that you should try to go for, but he's one of those point guards that would mesh wonderfully with Domantas Sabonis.
You know, what's interesting is Sam Amick, who, by the way, Sam Amick, I don't know if a lot of people remember. I know Kyle doesn't because I don't even know if he knows what VH1 is, but there was a show on VH1, and they did different versions of the show. There was Best Week Ever, and then they would have Best Year Ever, and they would just talk about different celebrities who had a good week. The movie came out. They, new significant other, whatever the case may be. Sam Amick is really, really doing his thing at The Athletic. He's on dang near every article. So I just wanted to give a shout out to Sam Amick because the dude, he's really doing it. But Sam Amick, he came out when this Trae Young thing popped, and what did he say? He said the Kings are not interested. Now I'm curious, and we'll probably find out pretty soon here, whether or not the Kings are interested in Ja Morant, because the same way Sam came out and said, hey, clearly this team is a dumpster right now, so they're looking to improve. We know they weren't looking to improve with Trae Young. Does Sam come out and say that? And I would go on to say, because I'm going to put on my tinfoil hat for the last midday show, I would go on to say that if we don't hear from Sam Amick, and you don't want Ja Morant, you should be worried. I'll go out and say that right now because he made sure. And, Sam doesn't get this info from no one, right? Somebody wanted it to get out there that we are not interested in Trae Young. Now, that same somebody or somebodies, you would think, because the first team people are going to think about, along with the Timberwolves and contenders that need a point guard, it's contenders that need a point guard and teams that stink or are starting a rebuild. You would think that same person or persons would come out and say, hey, Sam, just to let you know. Or Sam checks in, does his due diligence. Hey, you heard about Ja. The same thing we talked about with Trae. What are you thinking? We should hear something. And Kyle Ledbetter, if we don't hear something, then my eyebrow is going to do the Rock thing. And if we don't hear something soon, not because it was pretty quick with Trae.
Yeah.
It came out. Trae's available. Kings aren't in on Trae. So it came out at what? 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, whatever. Over this weekend, if it's crickets and I get back from Guerneville and there's not one report about the Kings being out on Ja, you're going to want to tune into the Drive Guys.
Yeah.
You're going to want to turn into the Drive Guys.
This is literally, I think, verbatim the same way the De'Aaron Fox situation last year was worded when, whatever that was, January 22nd, Shams put out the tweet that was like, the Kings are open to listening to offers on De'Aaron Fox. Mm-hmm. And from there, the whole thing kind of spiraled from there in terms of he only wants to go to one place, so now the Kings are limited in who they can negotiate with, which, by the way, Ja Morant can try that if he wants. It just seems like Memphis is fine sending him somewhere he doesn't want to go.
Yeah.
Which
they don't think he. Remember that Draymond when he said you thought you were Kobe when he was talking to, was it Paul Pierce he was talking to?
Yes.
So you're saying Ja's not going to get the Giannis treatment?
He's not going to get the Giannis treatment.
He's not going to get the. Well, because here's the thing though, Jimmy kind of got the treatment. Jimmy, what did he want to go to the Rockets?
No, he wanted to go to the Suns.
Yeah, Jimmy wanted to go to the Suns. Dame didn't really get the treatment. He didn't want to go to the Bucks.
But this is why, because of the length of the contract, right? De'Aaron had that leverage, in part because the Kings kind of folded when he pressed him on it. And they're like, sure, we'll send you to San Antonio. Mm-hmm. But also, he had 1 year left on his deal after that. So the threat of free agency made it easier to get him where he wanted to go. With Ja, he got this year, next year, and the year after that before he can hit free agency. So if you're a team like Minnesota or Sacramento, you can be like, you don't want to come here? Fine, we got you for 2.5 years.
Right.
You're stuck here.
Yeah. Which is funny because that didn't really matter with Trae, and he was in the same situation as De'Aaron Fox.
Yes, but 1 year. Well, I guess Trae, the difference is if he really wanted to stand on business, he could opt out of that player option.
Nah, you ain't. What?
$49 million.
49. That is not business that you should be standing on, Trae.
But I guess that's the idea. It's like everyone looked at Trae got traded at the exact same time contractually that De'Aaron Fox did. 1.5 years left on the deal. Ja would be a little bit longer of control, so you can more justify trading for a disgruntled star if they have 2.5 years left on the deal.
Yeah.
Same thing with Dame. Dame had 4 years left on his deal, so the the Blazers were like, sure, what the heck? You got him for 4 years. Take him.
Yeah. So Ja Morant is available. Would you want him on the Sacramento Kings? Kyle is a yay. I am a nay. I do not want Ja Morant on the Kings. Maybe I'm off on this one. Maybe there is something that Ja, he can be the villain out here, lighten the beam and, kind of reinvigorate his career. Maybe that's the case. But, I don't know if that's what Scott Perry is looking for. I mean, he had the pillars and they called in on him the first time. So I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with it. But my initial thought is he needs to go somewhere where he is, honestly, he kind of needs to do the De'Aaron Fox thing. Like, he just needs to be, he can't be the main course, right? He can't be the entree. He can't be the ribeye. Medium plus is the best way to get it. He can't be that. Ja got to be the mashed potatoes, right? Ja got to be the mac and cheese or the string beans. If Ja comes out here, he's the ribeye. And I don't like Ja as the ribeye. I don't like that, right? Me, Guy Fieri doesn't love eggs. I don't really love eggs either. I'll take them over easy, the yolk, but I don't really like scrambled eggs. So if I get a sandwich or a breakfast burrito, there's too many eggs. I can't have the eggs be the star. The eggs can be the supporting actor, but I can't have the eggs be the main character. Ja can't be the main character in whatever is next for his story. He's got to be like Gerald from Hey Arnold. He can't be Arnold, okay? He could be Helga, but he can't be Arnold. He can't be Tommy from the Rugrats. No, you could be Chucky, maybe. You could be Phil or Lil, but you can't be Goku. Lord, no, you can't even be Gohan. Maybe he could be Trunks. He could be Trunks, okay?
These just sound like made-up names.
Wow. Kyle, I'm going to send you a VHS. And I'll send you a VHS player. And I'll send you something to connect it to. Because I know none of those things go together there. On the other side, all right, let's discuss Brendan Nunes. Talk about standing on business. Brendan Nunes standing on business at practice yesterday as the Sacramento media asked Doug, okay, so can we get a check-in on the Malik Monk thing? And we get some quotes from Doug. Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
This is the Drive Guys. January 12th.
The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Allen Stiles.
This is the Drive Guys. Weekday afternoons 2 to 6 on Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Award-winning guitarist and songwriter Gary Clark Jr. Tour 2026, Saturday, January 31st, 7 p.m., the venue at Thunder Valley. An electrifying night of music with Gary Clark Jr. Special guest, Marcus King Band. On sale at the venue at Thunder Valley. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Gary Clark Jr. Live.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? We have options for everyone. Plus, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make for lower payments. It's no wonder Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not.
Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-897-4400. That's 800-897-4400.
Tune in every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for the Toyota Tahoe Report with Johnny Mosley and me, Elena, bringing you the latest weather conditions up at Tahoe. Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers, Toyota. Let's go places.
Allen Stiles
You can join the show by texting 916-339-1140.
on Sactown Sports.
Well, it's out now, so we can officially say, right, you know what? How Christmas just ended, and you're opening all the presents, and you're wondering, okay, are there any more, or did I open everything? My little sister always got more presents than me, but it's okay. She's a princess. It's fine. I don't care. I've moved on. But all the presents here at Sactown Sports have been opened as Matt George has revealed the last piece of the puzzle here. The Matt George podcast with Matt George begins tonight. So Matt will be approaching his Kings coverage the same way he was approaching it. Daily podcast for you. So be sure to check that out on Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app and anywhere you get your podcast.
Hold on. Is he actually calling it the Matt George podcast with Matt George?
Well, no. I just said that.
Okay.
Well, actually, I read it from the Sactown Sports Twitter. It says a new era begins. The Matt George podcast with @MattGeorge begins tonight with Sactown Sports.
Oh, okay. So I was like, if you're calling it that, that's crazy to say the Matt George show with Matt George.
Well, that's me. But that's what the stuff that I would do, how you would always get on me when they say Allen Stiles. And I say, we're back. Allen Stiles Show. I guess I never said with Allen
Stiles. Yes, it's like it's insinuated that if it's the Allen Stiles Show, that it is with.
Why don't you join
Stiles.
Malcolm, Kyle? All right, why don't you join Malcolm, the English teachers here? It just goes smooth. Yeah, it's Matt George podcast with Matt George.
But again, you're saying the same thing twice. It is implied the Matt George podcast would have Matt George,
unless you're filling in right when Brendan Nunez would fill in or Chris Watkins. For me, the Allen Stiles Show with Chris Watkins.
Yes, then you would specify. It's different if it's the same person.
916-339-1140. We're talking on Standing on Business. And speaking of Standing on Business, we're going to hear from what Doug Christie had to say when he was asked about Malik Monk. But first, we want to get to Max, who wants to talk Ja Morant. And I don't know if Max is pro Ja Morant or anti-Ja Morant, but we're about to find out. What's up, Max? What you got for us? Happy Friday.
Hey, what's going on, Alan? First off, congratulations on the pro. That's awesome. But we're talking about bringing Ja here, and, we know he doesn't want to be here. We're going to be stuck in like a Levine situation all over again. But I'm just curious, who wants to come to Sacramento? I mean, it's still California, though. It's not that bad, but
yeah.
Can we get anybody who actually wants to come here? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what's funny, Max, and that's a great call, and I appreciate the kind words. Thank you for listening. I hope you follow me to the afternoon. We really do appreciate it. You know what's funny about that, as we're kind of talking about this whole evolution as I came from the Bay? we used to have a conversation. It was the Aaron Judge conversation. So Aaron Judge, when he pretended like he was a free agent, but we all know or knew he was going to go back to New York, he kind of played with our emotions if you're a Giants fan. But when he kissed the Yankee logo after he hit that home run in the playoffs, I said, let's not waste our time. But he's going through that very famous hotel, the back way in San Francisco, and people, oh my gosh, he's out here. He just used the Giants for leverage, and that's fine. But we had a conversation. Aaron Judge, I think he's got a wife now, and he's got at least one kiddo. But at that time, we were talking about Aaron Judge, and we just brought up the idea of the Bay Area as a market, right? And we were talking about young guys and how much you'd want to be in the Bay as a young stud athlete. And we were comparing it to San Diego, to LA, right? All the other California areas. And I bring that up because Max is saying, well, who wants, and I know all these guys aren't young and, they got families and things like that. But Max is bringing up who wants to come to Sacramento. I guess my first question, because I have lived in both areas, my question back to Max would say, are you talking about basketball or are you talking about as a market? Because I do think, I'm not doing the thing because I've been out here and now I'm a homer, but I do think that Sacramento is an underrated market when you look at, the downtown area that they have, the things that you are able to do. I would almost compare it to, if you're looking at other small markets, it should be more highly rated from the smaller markets. You're not going to compare it to LA or New York, but from the smaller markets, I do think it's a bit underrated. Now, if Sam is talking about as a basketball organization, now that's a different conversation. But Sacramento, you live in the Bay. I mean, there's not a ton. You got your San Francisco, the couple spots that you're going to go to, and yeah, they have, a lot of historic restaurants, but what I'm Keon Ellis, I'm 26, I'm in the Bay. What am I going to go to Alcatraz? Like, what are we talking about here? So, and here's the thing. You can still go there when you live in Sacramento. That's the kicker of it all. So, from that perspective, as a market, we're going to do the thing. You can get to Tahoe. You can get to Guerneville. You can get wherever you need to, right? You can go down to San Diego, go down to L.A., but when it comes to the basketball organization, if that's what Max is talking about, I get it. But here's the thing I would say, Max, as I'm not somebody that necessarily wants Ja Morant, this would be a perfect pairing. I'll tell you this much. If you are somebody that likes projects, we all got that friend that likes to date projects. I can fix him or I can fix her, whatever the case is. If you are into projects, you can look at the pillars that Scott Perry does have and say, well, Allen, you're kind of bagging on Ja for not fitting those pillars. Maybe the Kings look at it and they say, if you can get Ja to fit those pillars, think how nasty he would be on the basketball court. And I wouldn't disagree with you. But that's why, for me, the attitude thing is an attitude thing. That has absolutely Instagram Live, no Instagram Live, in the club, not in the club. That has nothing to do with the fact that I just think Ja Morant is injury prone. That's above all else. Ja could be a Boy Scout. Okay? He could say, I'm becoming a priest. Or I'm just going to hoop as a priest. Doesn't matter to me. He can't stay on the court. That's my biggest issue. So, Max, when you ask the question, who wants to come out here, I think we saw that you can get guys out here, the DeMar DeRozans, things like that. There's a little bit of a Sacramento tax right now, but you turn that thing around right now is tough. But here's the thing of it, Max. You don't need anybody to come out here right now because that's not where Scott's at. If you're interested in a Ja Morant, somebody is bringing up, a lot of people are bringing up LaMelo. I have a completely different thought process on LaMelo than Ja Morant. He can shoot. He's 6'7". They're both injury prone a little bit, but LaMelo's what, 3 years younger, 2-3 years younger? And I'll tell you this much, next time you have some free time, Google LaMelo winning plays. We talk about narratives, right? And I'm going to say it because, I'm 35 years old. I'm kind of part old school, part new school. My parents, they'll say things that are very old school. I'm going to say it. You see the tattoos. You see the bling. You see how he kind of acts. We've known LaMelo for a very long time. I don't think a lot of people take LaMelo seriously. But if you actually watch him play and you see all the winning plays that he is making and trying to make, I think you would think differently of LaMelo Ball. But on top of all that, Same with Ja. LaMelo also can't stay on the court. So I would take LaMelo in a heartbeat in Sacramento. Ja, no. Two reasons. LaMelo's younger, he can shoot. Well, 3 reasons. LaMelo's younger, he can shoot, and he's 6'7". It's very simple to me.
To Max's point, too, like historically speaking, people have had to be forced to come to Sacramento either through the draft or by trade in come here kicking and screaming. Mitch Richmond, Chris Webber, everything else. Other than like the old heads like your Gilbert Arenases that still bag on Sacramento, you don't hear people who have played in the league the last 15 to 20 years really bagging on Sacramento, the city.
The city, yeah.
Yes. So I don't think Sacramento as a city is undesirable in the same way that like people are fine playing in San Antonio. People are fine playing in Charlotte.
The Riverwalk. There's no way, and somebody correct me, but you got Charles Barkley always bagging on San Antonio, but there's no way San Antonio got more popping than Sacramento.
No, and look, is it LA? Is it Phoenix? No, a lot of players want to go there specifically for the family reasons and being around other NBA players, sure, but it's more so, I think, a basketball fit thing. We saw this with 2 summers ago when they had a decent team for the first time in 15 years in New Sacramento, or like the new arena, That
was popping.
Not only was it popping, they got future Hall of Famer DeMar DeRozan to come sign there. Obviously, they had to pay him the most money, but he was willing to sign a multi-year contract to come play with the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah. Now, look, as I said, Ja Morant can't be your medium plus ribeye. I need one of those, by the way. I got to save some money, though. Holidays.
Oh, the venue.
Yeah, I'm going to get out there. By the way, the venue, Cedric the Entertainer, 1 p.m. But I don't know that LaMelo can be your ribeye either. Let me just be clear. I want LaMelo, and I do not want Ja, but I don't think LaMelo should be your ribeye either. You need an adult in the room. And as much as I think LaMelo's got a bad narrative, it would have to be a collection. Right? And I think Keegan could be your adult in the room, to be fair. So, in on LaMelo, he's not available, not yet. They be lying. He's probably going to be available soon because Con Canepo's balling out. In on LaMelo, out on Ja Morant. That's where I sit right now. And like I said, we're taking your calls all show long, as it is the last Allen Stiles Midday Show with my guy Kyle Ledbetter. So thank you for that call, Max. That was outstanding. No clue if Max was actually talking about the city of Sacramento or the organization. So we just approached both. When we return, we will finally get to what Brendan Nunez got down with as far as Doug Christie is concerned and standing on business. As we ask the question, okay, what's going on with Malik Monk? Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
Download the Sactown Sports app.
Sacramento sports in your pocket. This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Planet Fitness has everything you need to start strong, so you can give everything you've got. From plate-loaded strength equipment and functional training areas to treadmills, stair climbers, and free weights. Our equipment is best in class, and our clubs are right around the corner, so you can make this your strongest year yet. Join the club today and save $28 or more when you join for $1 down, $15 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, January 9th. Are you coming? Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet. See club for details.
Get more for your money at Elk Grove Chevrolet, where value meets style. Purchase a new 2026 Chevrolet Trax for just $299 per month plus tax. The Trax delivers more for less with a sleek design, impressive fuel economy, and tech that keeps you connected. Conveniently located in Elk Grove, just minutes from Sacramento. Visit myelkgrovechevrolet.com today for full details and see why the Trax is such a smart choice.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sactown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports 1140.
Live and local
It's Allen Stiles
on Sactown Sports.
1 hour down, 3 more to go with the last midday show of Allen Stiles. And somebody was asking, where's Matt and Kayla? Well, dang, can I just finish first? But that starts on Monday.
Cutting that.
It's been rough for me today. But they start on Monday. I am headed to the afternoon show, The Drive Guys, with my guy Whitey Gleason. That is happening on Monday, okay? And Matt George podcast that just got released today. So his first episode is tonight. You can check that out wherever you get your podcast. Matt George approaching it the same way he was on his last podcast, but doing it under the Sactown Sports umbrella. So we are very, very excited. Go subscribe to that right now. Go do that right now. So we're taking you up to 2 p.m. for the last time, and Matt and Kayla will be blessing your ears 10 to 2. And my guy Kyle Ledbetter, of course, that starts on Monday, and you'll hear me 2 to 6 with Whitey Gleason. So we've continued to tease this. We know the phone lines have been open, and we appreciate everyone calling in, texting in. But we do want to get to this sound because I think it's really important about this Malik Monk thing because Brendan was hot. Brendan was hot last night. Right? He was hot over Malik Monk not playing on a bad team. And I feel him. I really do. So after Brendan and I had that conversation on air, Brendan went to practice. And one thing to kind of pull the curtain back a little bit, obviously Sacramento media, we all talk, right? So I don't know what conversations were had, but I would imagine that there was probably a theme to this where a couple people were ready to hear. And by the way, there was that very awkward interaction with Scott Van Pelt and Coach Cristobal from Miami yesterday, because I guess Coach Cristobal kept saying the same thing, okay? And Scott Van Pelt was trying to actually get an answer. It was pretty awkward, and Scott was they're both trying to be professional, and it got kind of weird in that moment. So I'm not saying anything like that happened, but Sacramento media was kind of getting to the point where it's, hey, we need some real answers about how bad this team is. We can't just say we don't care about the offense. And we started to hear some of that from Doug yesterday when we played some sound, or 2 days ago. And now, hey, we kind of need an actual update on this Malik Monk thing because it's defense, but the defense still stinks. And I will say this before we play the sound, they're still going with this Keon or Malik thing. They're still doing that. I don't know why they're doing that, but they're still doing that. But enough of me talking. We have more quotes for you, but here is the audio that we have from Doug. Here it is.
Any thought process of bringing in Malik? Because I know he's that offensive microwave sometimes and a spark off the bench.
Yeah, totally. We will see. We will see Malik. He, as I said earlier, we give Keon a run. It's going to be, in and out a little bit, but the point is, I love Malik. He's one of my favorites. I'm just talking about as a person. On the floor, coaching, all that different stuff. We make decisions to try to find our way, but we'll see him for sure.
Like I said, he answers it kinda, right? I don't know what to do with that. He goes on to say, I have more quotes here. For us, defense is everything. So we need to make sure that we're locking up. And I know when it comes to the defensive ratings and all these different things. Keon has been really good on the defensive end in some areas, like off ball. Chrissy continued. I talked to him about squaring up and making sure to keep the guy in front of him, but getting steals and different things like that, he has been great. So that's a yes and no answer, because there isn't really a thing. It's just more of a choice that, we went in one direction for a little bit. Now we're going to give Keon an opportunity. How many games have we played, right? With the direction, how long did they, quote unquote, do the Malik Monk thing? There's been so much change with this team. I don't know that there was a traditional, hey, we gave, you know what it's being compared to for me, Kyle? And I just can't really, it doesn't compute in my brain. You know what it compares to me on? When you have you know what it reminds me of? The Giants, right? The Giants during this past season, you would have Luis Matos for 2-3 series, and then you had Drew Gilbert, who would bite someone's jersey, and you would have Drew Gilbert for 3 series, and you would just be doing that in right field until the cows came home, right? That's what Doug is making it seem like, but it's not that simple to me. It's not.
So this is where I get stuck on the Doug conversation, is like, yes, you want to prioritize defense, but they've gone so back and forth on this. It's like, so you weren't prioritizing defense when Keon was sitting before, and now Keon's playing, but you're also playing Levine and DeRozan together, and the whole thing just doesn't make sense at this point. So the messaging just keeps changing, and there's no consistency around it. And obviously he can't say everything, because there might be behind the scenes things that he's not trying to share and tiptoe around and stuff like that. But the messaging has just been so inconsistent that at this point it's hard to even follow which. Are we worried about defense and that's why Malik isn't playing? Are we worried about rotations and that's why you can only have Malik or Keon? You can't play Malik and Keon. Like, is it a logjam? Is it a rotation? Is it about defense? The messaging just keeps changing so much that it's just hard to follow what exactly they're attempting to do with the whole rotation.
Yeah, that's what I am struggling with. It's not 1-to-1, right? Why is it, again, taking it back to baseball, if your center fielder, it's the same thing like we talked about with the Giants, and hey, we're battling, the right field is battling it out. One weekend it's Luis Matos, the next weekend it's Drew Gilbert, but imagine doing that and having those guys split time and battle it out. Meanwhile, your center fielder stinks, and I'm not saying the Giants center fielder stinks, I'm just saying stick with me. Meanwhile, the center fielder kind of stinks, and the left fielder hasn't been hitting either. That's what it reminds me of. Why are we focused on Keon versus Malik when they don't even really do the same thing? And I guess that's Doug's point. But if it was Keon and Devin Carter, who, yeah, he's still on the roster, Keon and Devin Carter, that would make sense. Keon and Neek, that would make sense. But we're having these guys battle it out when you have problems all across the roster, right? The center fielder isn't great on defense. The left fielder's been in a slump, right? The starting pitcher has been walking people. The shortstop's been injured. But we're focused on having two guys that can both equally help the team battle it out in right field. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, and I think the Neek one is the bigger point, because if you didn't play Neek, which for your chances to win basketball games and at this point showcase talent might be your best path forward for at least the next month, if we're not even putting that on the table, then it puts Malik and Keon essentially head-to-head, because we've decided that we're only going to play 9-man rotations, and if you're going to play, you're going to get 25, and if you're not in that 9-man rotation, you're not playing. Yeah. This isn't like other teams where they run 10, 11 guys, 16 minutes to 20 minutes, something like that. That's not how the Kings have decided to run their rotations. They don't do quick line changes. They let guys play a little bit longer, and they've decided that means we're only going to play a few of these guards at the same time as each other.
And how's that been working out?
I don't know if playing both of them would help or not, but it certainly would make more sense.
Well, I mean, this was the holdup, because to your point, Kyle, it's less about it's less about not playing Malik at all. It's more about, or they gave Malik a run. You know what it was? They made a change from everybody's going to eat a little bit. And this is what we talked about getting in a rhythm. They made a change from everybody's going to play. And at one point, didn't he say this is professional sports, right? It's not a participation trophy, but everybody isn't going to get, we're not going to lower everybody's minutes, and Malik gets 15 and Russ gets whatever and Schroeder gets whatever. We're not going to do that. We're just going to eliminate. At first, at one point it was Keon. We're just going to not play someone so everyone else can play a little bit more and get that rhythm. My argument is, going back, the last time I'll go back to this, right field, you've given a couple series to this lineup and you've lost games. So at what point are you going to say, okay, it's time to switch something back? That's my point.
But this is also where the messaging feels inconsistent, because again, if this is not a participation trophy, we're not going to expand the lineups, only the best players will play. Well, except Nick Clifford. Nick Clifford's going to play no matter what.
Yeah.
I mean, Nick Clifford's minutes have been pretty consistent. I'm just going back through. He hasn't had a game under 15 minutes since November 30th. So this whole time, while you're swapping Malik and swapping Keon, Nick Clifford can't possibly lower his minutes, because, again, it's not about that. It's not about we're putting the best lineup out on the floor. There is a decision that has been made,
Kyle,
to let the young guy work through his growing pains that Malik and Keon don't get.
Okay, Kyle, here we go. It's not breaking news, but if you wanted an answer, no, it's not. If you wanted an answer on what we were saying earlier about Ja Morant, here you go. And as Kyle and I are going through this divorce, Brett Siegel will be coming with me to the afternoon show, and this is from Brett Siegel.
I mean, he's your boy. It's only fair.
Thank you. This came out about 10 minutes ago, something like that. Morant, this is about Ja Morant. Ja Morant is expected to generate interest around the league over the next 3 weeks, leading up to the NBA trade deadline, with Sacramento Kings, Minnesota Timberwolves, and Miami Heat being teams that have previously expressed interest in the Grizzlies star guard, league sources told Clutch Points. So I was reading it live. Okay, he's saying that they previously expressed interest. But again, do I got to read him again, Kyle? Competitive, tough.
Yep, he hits both of those. We can stop right there. He hits both of those.
There's 4 more.
Oh, are there?
Team-oriented, accountable, disciplined, and professional.
Yikes.
But you can mold. Scott Perry says, I can fix him.
Well, I guess maybe my point is I'm not as committed to the pillars of success as Scott Perry is. Maybe that's part of it. I'm like, if we could get him for DeRozan and Schroeder and either Monk or Keon, sure, I'll take it. We can get a point guard who has previously been an all-star at a discounted price after we just gave away our all-NBA point guard at a discounted price last year. Sure, sign me up. Because, again, this changes if they land Darren Peterson, because then Darren Peterson becomes your point guard of the future. But absent of that, they need a primary ball handler who can score at all 3 levels. That is better than Russell Westbrook. They still do need that if they're ever going to get back to competitiveness. And I understand people who say, well, that's going to come through the draft. Well, right now, you only get 1 crack at that every year.
Yeah.
And at the latest, Ja Morant's, unless he's like, I want to be in Sacramento for life, Ja Morant's got 2.5 years left on that contract. You can do that and still look for your point guard of the future.
Are you thinking of Domantas Sabonis in this conversation at all? Or is this just a Ja Morant thing? Or are you thinking, what are you trying to do with Ja Morant? Is my question to you. Is this about, because I know you're a Domantas Sabonis guy. Are you thinking that they can do something? I guess I'm trying to figure out what Ja Morant is going to accomplish. Do you think Ja Morant, Zach LaVine, or Ja Morant, Zach LaVine, Domantas Sabonis, that's your crew?
Yeah, and then your draft pick this year, whether it's DeBonsa or someone else, is
then you get Keegan back.
Yeah, well, and you could move Keegan to the 3 if you, again, clear out the lock. Again, I guess I'm only doing this trade if it's for DeRozan, Schroeder, Monk, or Ellis.
Yeah.
and maybe a draft pick I would be fine throwing in there. Not next year's draft pick, obviously, but a draft pick down the line. I'd be okay with that. But I'm not like saying we have to go get Ja Morant under any circumstances. I guess it's like if the price is right, because we've talked. I keep mentioning Minnesota, who's on that list. Minnesota's best offer at this point is Jaden McDaniels, Mike Conley's expiring contract, and Rob Dillingham, and they got no picks to trade. So if Sacramento's best offer beats that, if an offer of DeRozan and Schroeder and a pick and maybe Keon Ellis beats that offer, then I'm happy to trade for Ja and run out a lineup of Ja, Zach, Keegan, Sabonis, your lottery pick, Nick Clifford. Maybe you trade for Kaminga still, something like that.
You're kind of you're talking me into it, I guess, if it is that low of a price tag. No disrespect to those players. You know what's interesting though? Do you think the timing is everything in life, as we know? And do you think the Grizzlies saw what Trae Young went for? They were just waiting because Trae was obviously closer to being moved. Do you think they were just waiting, thinking, all right, Ja's a little bit younger. Ja, I think, had a higher peak, or has had a higher peak than Trae. I think he's had a lower valley, but he's had a higher peak than Trae. Let's see what Trae goes for, and then we will announce that we're open to moving if Trae goes, right? They're kind of just playing it along with each other. So then once Trae went and it was a kind of rough price tag, they decided, hey, let's go out and say that Ja is available because we think we're going to get something more for Ja. This timing is not a coincidence.
Yeah, I think that the Grizzlies are trying to move him now. I think that's why Memphis is fielding offers. Because if we know about this, Ja is seeing the reports too. You think Ja's thrilled that he's being shopped in trade talks and on NBA Today and NBA TV, they're going to be talking about Ja Morant for 3 weeks leading up to the trade deadline. This is the beginning of the end, one way or another, for Ja Morant in Memphis. Maybe Memphis decides we don't get an offer we like come the deadline, but Memphis knows what's out there. Memphis knows the teams that are interested. Memphis knows what the market is for Ja, and they've made the call that we are better off trying to build around Jaren Jackson Jr. and these young dudes, and maybe we'll find our point guard later, but it's kind of like the Hawks with Trae Young. Ja doesn't make as much sense for what they're trying to do anymore.
There are a lot of people talking, and I saw this yesterday before this Ja Morant story came out, and there are a lot of people talking, Kyle. We've said this before. I don't think Kings fans would like this, even though Kings fans haven't really been defending Domantas Sabonis as much as they were in the previous years. But yeah, I've been seeing Domantas Sabonis being thrown in a couple different trades, one later in the show, and another one is the Memphis Grizzlies. And that would be, I guess, a one-and-one Sabonis for Ja Morant. You clear out, Russ, thank you for your time. You're gone. Schroeder, you're gone. It's Keegan, your draft pick, Ja. And Keegan, and I think Ja is maybe a year older than Keegan, something like that. And you're refreshing it. I'm looking right here, and there are kind of Kings fans saying, take Sabonis and you're good. We're good here. Look, I haven't always been it's not about being a fan or not, but I've been pretty hard on Domantas Sabonis. I know what he's capable of. I don't really know where this whole thing stands and what he wants. There's just so much more to lay out if you do that deal. And my only, again, to bring up LaMelo, I know it just sounds like a couple years here, but the type of player that Ja is, so he's 26, and Sabonis is what, 28, 29? So you got Ja, who's 26. You have Keegan, who's 29. You'd still have Zach LaVine in that deal. So you're probably getting one of their backup bigs, or you get
Zach Edey.
Yeah, you think?
You're saying in the Ja for Sabonis deal? Yeah. I think we did this before. I think it was like Ja and Zach for Sabonis and Saric's contract.
So Edie
and Maxime.
Edie, Ja, Keegan, Levine, Zach, and your pick, whoever you get this upcoming season. Hopefully you get lucky.
Maybe you re-sign Keon Ellis.
I don't know. I think there are a lot of Kings fans that would be into that because you're clearing this stuff out. You trade Zach during this upcoming season. Or you still have DeMar if you want your adult in the room. You could still have DeMar if you so chose.
Yeah, but the Ja having Ja, DeRozan, and Levine doesn't fix moving Keegan to the wing.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. I think maybe you pray that the Clippers kind of turn things around. Maybe, and I know I'm fairly sure it's an expiring contract. Then at that point, you do the John Collins thing.
Yeah.
Right? It's a kind of Frankenstein rebuild, but you know what's coming. I guess my whole thing is Ja here to actually win or just to make things more exciting while the Kings lose? Because it kind of feels like the latter. It's just, but you are getting younger. And Scott Perry said the main thing is that we need to get younger.
Yes, and that's a fair point. And all of these moves are obviously for next year. This is like a pre-trade that we talked about before, where the Hawks trade, or I'm sorry, the Wizards trade for Trae Young, not for this year, but potentially to compete next year. Mm-hmm. Or when the Kings traded Sabonis for Halliburton to compete the next season type of situation. I understand why Memphis would ask for Sabonis because we've talked before. You want to know who's the perfect front court pairing for Domantas Sabonis? Yeah. If I could pick anyone in the league, Jaren Jackson Jr.
Right, and that's why the Grizzlies would do it.
Yes, that's why the Grizzlies should ask for Sabonis. If I'm Sacramento, I just don't see the point of doing Ja for Sabonis because that doesn't get you any closer to competing because then now you have your primary ball handling point guard and no bigs. Like literally not a single big on the team other than Maxime Reynaud and Precious Achiuwa, and I guess maybe Zach Edey. But, like, again, that doesn't get you closer to competing without a lottery pick that becomes a star.
Yeah, I'm going to take a page out of your book, Kyle, and say, in this situation, I do think it would make sense to keep Domantas Sabonis just because, again, I'm not high on Ja, but I would like to see what they could do together. I would be out. If Ja was 22, that would be a different conversation, but he's 26 right now.
Yeah, and I guess I should also clarify is like, say they trade, they get Ja at a discount, they get him for DeRozan and Schroeder and Keon or whatever. If they then land the number one pick, sorry, Ja, Darren Peterson's the future now.
Yeah.
My bad, we'll trade you somewhere else type of situation. Maybe we lose value, but that's the game.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I've been pretty vocal about not getting the Darren Peterson thing. He hasn't played a lot. He checks himself out of games. There's a lot of confusing stuff going on with Darren Peterson, but I did see a comp out there because with Anthony Edwards eclipsing 10,000 career points, third youngest player in NBA history to do it, trailing LeBron and Kevin Durant. I saw a comp that said Darren Peterson. We just don't really see a lot of this anymore because it's all about the 6'8", 6'9" guy, but apparently, Darren Peterson is drawing Anthony Edwards comparisons, his ability to score the basketball like that. So I think that's the draw. He could be Anthony Edwards or he could be Cam Thomas. Like that's quite the gamble.
But isn't that kind of the gamble that the NBA lottery is? And also, Cam Thomas was like the 20-something pick in the draft. It's not like people were saying he got buckets like that.
Fine, Bradley Beal.
That's a good one. He's somewhere in between Bradley Beal, who has never made it to the conference finals, and Anthony Edwards, who has led a team to the conference finals 2 years in a row.
So, that is the newest from Ja. We wanted to make sure you had that as we were talking about Doug Christie and the Kings and what's going on with Malik Monk. But, a report came out, and this was kind of more so about the past and previously the Kings being interested in Ja Morant. What does that mean now? Obviously, we're going to have to wait and see. And I keep saying, I think we will find out pretty soon here. Right? Like, and I know it's just one game, but if the Kings lose tonight to the Warriors and they get beat up, a little bit. I think there will be more questions about what this team is doing. I do think who you play matters. I do think losing to who's a good team that if the Kings, who's a decent team that if the Kings got smacked by, it wouldn't matter very much. Let me see here. If the Kings got smacked by the Timberwolves tonight, I think nobody talks about it, right? Yeah. If the Kings get smacked, and the Timberwolves are the 4 seed, the Warriors are the 8 seed. If the Kings got smacked by the Suns or the Blazers, I don't think anybody talks about it. The Kings get smacked by the Warriors because of the connection that they have had, just up 80. And with this Ja Morant stuff coming up, they're going to continue to have, you just can't stink in silence, right? That's the problem. The Kings just kind of want to stink in silence, and they have too many big names, and they haven't done anything yet, so they are unable to stink in silence. So every time you have a big game, think about it. The Mavericks, Kyle's not saying it's a nationally televised game because it was on at 8 on Peacock and on Channel 3, but it was nationally televised. Think about it. After that, what happened? The very next day, 3 reports came out about the Kings? If they get smacked up by the Warriors and Steph is shimmying out there in the Bay, there will be more questions to answer. And Scott Perry's going to have to do another sit down with another media member.
He's running out of people.
He's running out.
I mean, he's already done Mark Spears.
Mark
he's done
Spears,
Sam
Anthony
Amick.
Slater. Sam Amick.
Yeah, he's running. He went on with the Drive guys.
Yeah. He's going to have to spin the block with somebody.
He's done the whole press tour.
You think he's watching the games thinking, oh, please don't get smacked. I don't want to have to do another sit down.
Look, he doesn't have to do these. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not saying he enjoys doing them, but he doesn't. Vestman told you don't have to do these interviews. He is not denying an interview request, shall we say.
Well, no, and I think there's a reason for that, and what we've talked about, trying to turn the narrative around in Sacramento. But, he's more likely to, if it was already being turned around, he wouldn't have to talk about it. Every time one of these things happen, he feels like, let me remind everyone that we do have a plan, even if it doesn't look great right now. Charlie on the chat is saying, you can build around a 26-year-old. Not my favorite choice, but it's better than anything on the roster. And that goes back to Charlie's point, how much stock should we put in the draft? And, it's so funny. I guess I'm kind of a hypocrite because we talk about these second draft guys all the time, and Ja would be the ultimate second draft guy, right? It's a chance, but he's the ultimate second draft guy. So is that more of a reason to do it? You know what he has done in this league. You don't know if he'll continue to play at that level, and we haven't necessarily seen it. We've seen flashes even this season. But if we're talking, Allen, if you're going to be a second draft guy, you're sitting here talking about Jarris Walker, but you don't want Ja Morant. If you trust what the Kings are building, should you take a chance on somebody like Ja? Does that make sense? As we continue the conversation, Giannis said some things to Sam Amick that really highlighted why they are interested in Zach LaVine and why a deal could get done sooner rather than later. Don't move. More Allen Stiles coming up.
This is the Drive, baby. Allen Stiles says farewell to the middays. Afternoons, here he comes. Beginning January 12th.
It's the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and now Allen Stiles. Kings, Niners, NFL. Allen's college baseball stats and Major League Baseball talk. Weekday afternoons 2 to 6 on your number one sports station in Sacramento. Sactown Sports 1140.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Save $10 on a pair of Rain-X Latitude wiper blades at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Our professional parts people will even install them for free.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Sometimes you need country music.
If I'm the problem,
Next time you have that feeling, check out New Country 105.1 KNCI, where you have 4 opportunities each weekday to win $1,000 and double your paycheck. New Country for Sacramento, 105.1 KNCI.
Welcome to the Bar None Auction. Bar None Auction is selling thousands of items this Saturday, January 10th in Sacramento. Large farming and construction equipment, cars, trucks, and industrial supplies all sold to the highest bidder. Always open to the public. Visit barnoneauction.com.
600. Guys, if your energy is low, your strength isn't what it used to be, or your drive feels off, it's not just getting older. For many men, it's low testosterone. At Revive Men's Health Sacramento, you can start with a free T-check, exam, and consultation, so you get real answers about your testosterone levels and overall health. And this month only, qualified patients may receive 25% off testosterone replacement therapy. This isn't guesswork or one-size-fits-all treatment. Revive specializes in personalized, closely monitored testosterone care designed to help men feel stronger, sharper, and more like themselves again. With over 120,000 patients treated since 2011, Revive Men's Health is trusted for results, not hype. If you've been putting this off, now is the time to act. Claim your free T-check and consultation and see if you qualify for 25% off TRT. This month only. Call 916-619-3000. That's 916-619-3000. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Terms apply, must medically qualify.
Allen Stiles. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
A lot of Ja Morant talk, but there is another even bigger superstar that is making it known what his plans are moving forward. And how does this affect the Sacramento Kings and the interest that this team has had in some of the Kings players? Giannis to The Athletic says this, quote, "There will never be a chance and there will never be a moment that I will come out and say I want to trade." Antetokounmpo, who can opt out of his contract in December 2027, told The Athletic, quote, "That's not in my nature, okay?" And then Doc Rivers says, "If you're around the team every day and you saw those reports, you would laugh," Coach Doc Rivers told The Athletic. He's given no indication that he wants out. That doesn't mean he doesn't change his mind or whatever, but Giannis loves being in Milwaukee. He loves playing for this team. If something happens someday where he changes his mind, I'd actually be surprised, but that can happen. Giannis says, "But it's frustrating for me. Two or three times now. Guys, I'm here. I love it." So I do wonder if he's being honest, right? Because there's a whole idea of, well, I didn't technically say I want out, but, you know, he's been working behind the scenes or whatever it is. Hey, I've never said I wanted out, but his agent said he wanted out or something like that, you know, kind of playing with semantics there. If he truly does not want to leave, because I still don't necessarily, it's not that I don't believe Giannis, I just don't believe the situation. And I do think he can say, like De'Aaron Fox never said he wanted out, but a lot of people believe that the inner workings, he did give an ultimatum. If you move on from Mike Brown, then I
will not be signing another contract.
Exactly. And do with that what you want. So I'm not necessarily hearing that and saying, okay, Giannis is going to be in Milwaukee forever. He's just saying, I will never say I want to be moved. So with that being said, I do look at this, Kyle, and it's the same kind of conversations that we've been having when it comes to the Bucks, but I was trying to work it a little bit differently here for the last Midday show. And I'm looking at this, Kyle, and it is the same idea. They get Zach LaVine, and you get Kuzma and Bobby Portis. Bobby Portis is 3 years, but I think you could have Bobby Portis for the end of this season, see if you start him next season. Whatever the case is, you could move him too. I think a team is always going to be looking for a Bobby Portis. He's only making $13 million a year. So you just do that deal. But Kyle, in my mind, and maybe it doesn't matter, I do think it would matter to some fans. I feel like the Bucks are going to want Precious Achiuwa back or somebody, because listen to this. Giannis, who is everything. You got Miles Turner at center. You got Kevin Porter or Zach LaVine now, Kevin Porter Jr., Ryan Rollins, Gary Trent Jr., Gary Harris, Taurean Prince, who I don't even think he plays. And then already after I said Kevin Porter Jr. is at $5 million. Then after that, it's $4 million for Ryan Rollins, $3 million for Gary Trent. But besides that fact, they have no forwards. So I think there are some fans that would say, Allen, I know he came in not having a lot of offers, but and Precious is 26, not 24. But I'd rather have Precious than do this deal. And that might sound insane to some, and that might be purple lenses, but I don't see a world where the Bucks are just playing with Zach LaVine and Ryan Rollins, and they just don't have a forward. And I guess they could make another move, but I don't know where they make another move. And going back to what Scott Perry said on the Hoop Genius podcast, this is why you typically
don't forget my podcast.
This is why you typically don't see straight up 2-team deals, right? And I think they're about to close the Trae Young deal. There was a whole conversation of, is it still open because they're going to try to do the Anthony Davis thing? Anthony Davis got hurt last night. He hurt his left hand. I think it was his thumb. So this is why you don't normally see just 2-team deals. But if you do that deal for Zach LaVine and the Kings say, no, we're not giving up Precious or whatever, they have no forwards on the roster.
Yeah.
And I don't know, more importantly, I don't know how they get a forward on the roster after they make that trade.
Other than a minimum.
Yeah, exactly, because it's Kevin Porter Jr., he's at $5 million, Ryan Rollins $4 million, Gary Trent $3 million, and these guys don't really have any value. You probably don't want to move on from Ryan Rollins at this point. So I'm still trying to figure out in my brain why in the world the Bucks would make this trade. I just don't see it. It would be a matchup nightmare defensively.
Yeah, I think that's why people are saying they shouldn't part with Bobby Portis.
They can't.
Which is, I see that Grizzlies fans are saying, go get Ja Morant. And I'm like, I guess it's different degrees of the same problem, because at least Ja can play point, so then you can, move a Rollins to a 2-guard or have Gary Trent be an undersized 4 at times. Like, defensively, they're going to give some things up, but yeah, I think specifically for LaVine, it doesn't make sense because they don't have a true ball handling point. And obviously, Giannis is their primary ball handler and bringing the ball up the floor a lot of the time. But yeah, I think that's why the Monk for Kuzma swap would make more sense for them than the LaVine for Bobby Portis trade.
Yeah, it would. I mean, obviously, Malik Monk isn't Zach LaVine, but it's the same conversation we've had about Mac Jones, right? Is Malik Monk right now, do the math in my head here, is Malik Monk $30 million, not worse, but is he $30 million lesser of a player than Zach LaVine?
Yeah, I mean, they're running Kuzma essentially as a backup 4, and brother, let me tell you, they're not getting much defense that way. So maybe they need a defending 4, and that's where you said, like, Kings have Precious, and that's the best they maybe can do on a minimum contract. But
And I mean, I would do this. I don't think they would, but I would do, if this would work, I would do Malik Monk. And they'll probably say no, but I'm going to say it anyway, Kyle. I would do Malik Monk and Precious for Kuzma and Ryan Rollins.
Yeah, I mean, I would too. I would do that if I were the Kings, but
that's what I'm saying. I don't know that the Bucks
just change the name of Ryan Rollins, right? It's not like Precious Achiuwa has trade value.
Yeah, but there's nobody, you know what I mean? Gary Trent.
But to get Precious Achiuwa is a minimum contract expiring deal. I don't think they're going to get anything for him.
Kyle Kuzma is a negative. Who's got more value, Kyle Kuzma or Malik Monk?
I'm just saying, you might get a second-round pick for him,
Sure.
or second-round pick equivalent. You want to try Gary Harris? You want to see if that'll work?
I don't care. It's not.
Like, if
that doesn't move me.
My point with Precious is if you're trading a minimum contract veteran, you're probably getting a minimum contract veteran in return.
Let us not forget, though, the Bucks are well, I guess it's the opposite to your point. The Bucks are getting a year on a contract because of Malik. the Kings are the ones losing a year because Kuzma's only got 2 years left. There's no way you're getting Ryan Rollins.
But if they trade, not for Precious Achiuwa, I mean, if they trade Kyle Kuzma, they can just run Taurean Prince at the 4. Like, it's not a great strategy, but they can have Taurean Prince back up Giannis.
Yeah. And, the other thing I was thinking, Kyle, is if Giannis is telling the truth, right, how much of this needs to be solved this year? If Giannis truly doesn't want to leave, could the Bucks just say, look, man, Zach LaVine, we don't really know. Like we said, it's just going to cause a matchup nightmare. By the way, Taurean Prince, I don't know if he's been injured. He's played 8 games. 42% from 3, but he's only played 8 games. I'm assuming he's been injured. 21 minutes a game when he was playing. But, he's only played 8. I'm just going to go ahead. Let me see here. Yeah, he hasn't played since the beginning of November, so I'm guessing he's been injured. And if they say, hey, Giannis, if you really want to stay, then why are we going to make a hasty move right now? Right? Unless, because that spacing, Lord help us.
Well, I guess we should also acknowledge this part, which is the quiet part we maybe haven't been saying out loud. None of these moves are going to get the Bucks back in contention. Right. They are just trying to lie to Giannis that they will do something to try and get them back into contention, right? Yeah. Not even trading for Zach LaVine is going to get them close to competing for a championship. But they have to appear as if they are trying to do something to appease Giannis and prevent him from asking out, which Giannis is saying he will never do, which is why we're in this awkward stalemate between the Bucks and Giannis, where the Bucks also have to ask themselves, hey, if he's just going to leave in free agency at the end of next season, maybe we just trade him and see what we can get, and maybe it's 70 cents on the dollar, but if he's truly about leaving in free agency, then we kind of have to just see what we can get for him if he's not going to sign another contract.
I got this one, Kyle. This opens up things a bit, and they get to keep Bobby Portis. Okay, so it would be, and you're probably going to say no, but Malik Monk and Dennis Schroeder for Kyle Kuzma and Ryan Rollins. So you get you're getting offense with Malik. You're getting a point guard with Dennis Schroeder. The Kings get younger. They get a year off that. They get multiple years off that contract. Maybe the Kings have to give the Bucks a couple seconds or something for Ryan Rollins.
Yeah, maybe.
Because to me, you're taking Kuzma. They get to keep Bobby Portis, but you're getting a young point guard in Ryan Rollins who's 23 years old and just coming into his own.
But I guess the tough part is for the Bucks standpoint is like as bad as things are going right now for them, Ryan Rollins is like the found money player of the year.
But okay, and I'm glad you said that. I think if you're the Bucks, for as good as he's played, right? He's bounced around a little bit. He had that situation with the legalities or whatever years ago. I would look at Ryan Rollins, even though he's younger. He's 3 years younger. I look at Ryan Rollins, and you probably know what I'm about to say. I look at Ryan Rollins the same way the Kings are probably looking at Keon Ellis.
Yep.
Right? Where you're saying, that would be nice, but if we lose Giannis, we got bigger fish to fry than whatever Ryan Rollins could be. He's played good for the first half of the season here. If you can do this deal, and I know Dennis Schroeder, where his value is, I'm not sure. That second year is still not guaranteed. So you're getting your scoring in Malik Monk. You're getting a legit point guard in Dennis Schroeder. And, you're not losing Bobby Portis. I think that gives you a look.
Okay, I just pulled up his contract. I do feel a little better about trading him because it's a 3-year, $12 million deal, but he has a player option in the third year that he will definitely decline and hit unrestricted free agency. It's not a Keon RFA situation.
So you'd have him for this season and next season, and then if he balls out,
well, he's an unrestricted free agent.
Right. You can try to come to an extension, but he could say, I'm going to see what's out there.
Yeah, okay, maybe his value isn't as high as I'm making it out to be in terms of found money, because at the end of next year, he's an unrestricted free agent, and you either got to cash him out or lose him for nothing.
Yeah, I like this. I just came up with this off the top of my head, because we know how people feel about Kuzma, but you're getting a younger, dare I say, Malik Monk type player. You're removing one of the point guards.
And Schroeder is an upgrade to Ryan Rollins.
And when Kuzma plays, Keegan might still play the 4, but they can swap a little bit. I like this, man.
Yeah, no, it's okay with me. I mean, I think both sides have reasons to do it. I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know what Ryan Rollins, again, kind of to the Keon point, I don't know what Ryan Rollins is doing on this Kings team that doesn't have a chance to compete under his contract.
But he's 3 years younger.
Yeah, you're just figure it out as we go along.
When we return, am I completely crazy that this point guard might be able to help the Bucks? And we are on high vibes watch tonight. What do I mean by that as the Kings take on their rival, the Warriors? Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
This is the Drive Guys. January 12th.
The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Allen Stiles.
This is the Drive Guys. Weekday afternoons 2 to 6 on Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon.
Hello?
You won't believe where I am.
Are you running?
Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture. And then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Injured and you're considering an LA law firm looking to charge you 45% to 50% in attorney's fees? That's overcharging. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years, and I can tell you no matter how complicated your injury case, you should never be charged 45% or 50% in attorney's fees ever. Direct, experienced, unrelenting, and honest local representation matters. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton & Price serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries. So for the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Tune in every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for the Toyota Tahoe Report with Johnny Mosley and me, Elena, bringing you the latest weather conditions at the Tahoe. Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers, Toyota. Let's go places.
Allen Stiles
You can join the show by texting 916-339-1140
on Sactown Sports.
Taking you up to 2 p.m. And we are discussing some of the different things that could happen with the Kings. And look, yesterday we had Chris Watkins and Frankie Cardicelli on, as well as Brendan Nunez, but at different times. And I asked both of them, Chris and Frankie, do you think a move will be made by the trade deadline? Just straight up. Chris Watkins said, absolutely. Frankie said, I don't know. I don't think so. Which is a crazy thought that maybe none of this happens. And at some point, something has to happen. And I can't wait to have Yossi Goslin, he's coming with us too, to the afternoon show.
I mean, that's your boy. It's only
right.
fair.
That's right.
But we get to keep...
No, don't say it. What are you going to say?
Sean Cunningham?
Well, no. Yeah, you get Sean Cunningham. I was going to say I get Keith Smith.
Mm-hmm. We'll have to negotiate that one.
We'll discuss.
Would you be willing to give up Chris Biederman?
Yeah, because I can always text him and annoy him on the side. So
okay.
I think I'm good with that.
Fair trade.
But I'm excited to talk to Yossi because how those rules kind of lay out with DeMar DeRozan, and I understand it's January 2027. That's when his the rest of his contract will be. He will get paid that, right? Because it's non-guaranteed. The first $10 million he'll get, but then whoever he's on, right? Whatever team he's rostered on, that's who's going to pay him the rest, that other $14 million at that time. So I don't know how the Kings go into all that, but at this point in time, we might be finding out. We might end up finding out, which is a crazy thought because it feels like, look, Kyle, we were joking about how this show feels like we've been doing this show for much longer than a year and some change. It feels like this group has been together for about 3 years now, and it actually isn't close to that. So we've just been waiting, and we haven't been able to get where we want to go and move on from them, and we still might have to wait for the end of the season. And then we'll have to wait that off season. I don't know. In my heart of hearts, I do think something will be done. I don't know what. I don't know if it'll be big, but I can't see. I know Scott Perry, opportunistic and prudent. I just can't see them sticking with this. And honestly, it's as much for the fans as it is for the organization. And I'm not saying a Ja Morant or anything like that, but just at least something to make it look a little bit different as we kind of head into the next phase of Scott Perry's plan. But we are on high alert, okay? We are on high vibes watch tonight. Who does Kaminga dap it up with? Does Malik Monk talk to anyone? Who does he talk to? It's another big showcase night as far as I'm concerned. And as we were talking about the Bucks, I did wonder, I know we were just talking about spacing, but I do wonder if Russell Westbrook and what he's doing, he's got to help somebody, right? Like, he could help somebody.
I mean, no one wanted him in the summer.
I know, but
you're saying he's built up his value?
I don't know. I would like to think so, but there's someone out there, because I thought about the Bucks, right, and how fast he plays, and I know the spacing is a thing, but I thought about the Bucks. I thought maybe that's who you are throwing in instead of a Precious Achiuwa, right, Malik and Russ or somebody like that. I don't know. I just feel like he's just doing all of this stuff, but it doesn't necessarily matter, and it's just very confusing. Just feels like the Kings should be able to get something. I mean, less about the Kings getting something, but no, he can't help anybody right now that actually is trying to make the playoffs.
Well, again, this is the Russ conundrum. He is having a quote-unquote turnaround season for a team that has the worst offensive rating in the NBA. So I don't know if he goes to another team, if it looks like it did in Denver, or if it looks like what it is in Sacramento. I think the other part, too, with your Bucks point is the Bucks had the chance to sign him. I think they were really the only other team connected to him. And then they decided to sign Cole Anthony after Memphis bought him out after the Desmond Bane trade. And let me tell you, Cole Anthony not playing right now for the Milwaukee Bucks. So if he could take those 15 minutes in Milwaukee and go back to doing what he was doing in Denver, maybe that helps. But again, I don't know if Westbrook looks this good if he doesn't have the autonomy to just cook the way that he does in Sacramento right now.
Yeah, and I'm double checking because somebody was mentioning this. I think it's just a timeline. I don't think it's that you can't move Russ. I think he is just a January 15th-er. That's what I initially thought, but let me confirm right now. I thought he was January 16th. January 16th. To that was Phoenix 019 on the Sack Chat. Yeah, he can't be moved until January 16th, but he can be moved this season. It's just 3 months after he was signed. So he can't be moved right now, but he can be moved January 16th.
Yeah, this is the tough thing. Like, who's giving up any value other than like a protected second-round pick for 3 months of Russell Westbrook, who is a starting point guard on the worst offense in the league, which means probably won't be a starting point guard on anyone else's team.
Maybe if they were just a little bit better.
If they just weren't dead last in offensive rating.
916, Kyle, this is real. 916 says if they don't make a trade this season, as a 16-year season ticket holder, I'm out as a Kings fan forever. Forever. That's from the 916. If they don't make a trade this season, as a 16-year season ticket holder, I'm out as a Kings fan forever. Let me ask you this, 916. Does the offseason count, or does it have to be by the trade deadline? If they go into, because I feel you, if they go into 2026, 2027 season with the same exact roster, and I know you got to make a decision, and somebody remind me when you got to make a decision on season tickets, because that kind of coincides with each other. But if they go into next season with the same roster, I agree with you. But I would say, and I know we've done this before, and who am I? How did I turn into the person talking about patience? How did I turn into that over the last 3 years? But I would give it this offseason. I would. These are some tough contracts. I would give it this offseason, and if by training camp of 2026, 2027, you hit me up on the drive, guys, and if it's the same roster, we will bid you adieu as a Kings fan. But I would give it this offseason, which I can't believe I'm saying out loud.
Well, I guess there's different degrees. Like, if they trade Monk for Kuzma, are you also still out, or is that enough to keep you in, Kings fan?
I think just something different. I would assume that the Kings fan just wants to see something. Just something.
Just give me anything.
Like, it literally can't get worse. I know everybody been bagging on Kyle Kuzma, but it can't be worse than this. No, it actually can't.
They're by numbers it can be. By ranking it can't be worse than 30th. But you can have a worse offensive rating than you do right now.
You can, but they won't.
But you won't be the worst team. You cannot be below anyone else in the rankings.
No, you can't.
You're literally 30th.
When we return, this is a new one, okay? And I talked to you about Domantas Sabonis and his connection to the Grizzlies. Now we have kind of a conversation to get into as it pertains to Domantas Sabonis and an Eastern Conference team looking to turn things around. We'll tell you who that is and what that could look like. More Allen Stiles coming up.
This is the Drive Guys. January 12th.
The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Allen Stiles.
This is the Drive Guys. Weekday afternoons 2 to 6 on Sactown Sports 1140.
The Sactown Sports 49ers report is brought to you by Kia of Vacaville, located beside the Vacaville outlets. The 49ers lose the season finale on Saturday night at home to Seattle 13-3. With the win, Seattle wins the division. It gets the number 1 seed in the playoffs. As for San Francisco with the result, they fall to the number 6 seed in the playoffs. And because of that, the Niners now will have to travel to Philly for a first-round playoff game. You can catch that game this Sunday beginning at 1 o'clock right here on Sactown Sports 1140.
Football season is here at Kia of Vacaville. You can score big in a new 2025 Kia Niro LX with up to 53 MPG combined at Kia of Vacaville. Perfect for road trips, tailgates, and cruising to Levi Stadium in style and comfort. But don't wait. Inventory is limited at Kia of Vacaville, and these deals won't last long. Visit KiaVacaville.com or stop by right next to the Vacaville outlets for friendly service, easy shopping, and unbeatable value. All in one stop. Kia of Vacaville, where the adventure begins.
Planet Fitness has everything you need to start strong, so you can give everything you've got. From plate-loaded strength equipment and functional training areas to treadmills, stair climbers, and free weights. Our equipment is best in class, and our clubs are right around the corner, so you can make this your strongest year yet. Join the club today and save $28 or more when you join for $1 down, $15 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, January 9th. Are you coming? Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet. See club for details.
Happy New Year, Susan. I really appreciate you picking up the bill for lunch.
I'm happy to. One of my New Year's resolutions is being better with money. So I've started using Upside, the free app that pays you cash back for buying gas.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I earn cash back just for buying the gas I was already buying.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make $200 to $300 this year.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play and start earning cash back on everyday gas purchases. Use promo code RIDER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents per gallon on your next fill up. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code RIDER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code RIDER. Code RIDER.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Celebrate the new year in style with a new Honda from Stockton Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. With new Hondas in stock and ready to go, now is the time to save on your favorite Honda in person or online. CRV, HRV.
Your own replacement therapy. This isn't guesswork or one-size-fits-all treatment. Revive specializes in personalized, closely monitored testosterone care designed to help men feel stronger, sharper, and more like themselves again. With over 120.
When he was a restricted free agent, hoping for an offer sheet that never came. So, yeah, that's from Monty Poole. And, I mean, the reality is, I know there's somebody out there thinking, isn't it weird that only the Kings are interested? I wouldn't say that it's weird. What I would say is that there are a lot of teams in different situations than the Kings. And, you know, the draft is a draft. You got to get lucky. And the Kings are in a very specific situation, right? The Suns probably would be in a similar situation, but the Suns have been playing pretty well. And the Suns have been kind of doing their thing a little bit. So, and based on what the Suns were going to have to give up, I don't know if the Warriors would have been interested either. So that is kind of part of the reason it's only the Kings and all the other teams. Look, I'm not going to try to sugarcoat it. The fact that there's only one team interested in Jonathan Kaminga is weird, right? And obviously there are holes in his game, something like that. But this team is also doing terribly, right? The Suns, they're thinking if we get hot here, we could be in the playoffs in a season where nobody thought we were going to be able to do it. The Suns are the 7 seed. So that's why the Suns are in that situation. Some of the other teams, the Nets, they're a team that they wanted to do it themselves and get their own young guys. The Bulls, they were really the ones that kind of pulled the rug from the Warriors, and I've continued to say it. When they obviously, had Vucevic and Kobe White, we thought it was a done deal. At least I did.
I think Ayo Dosunmu was in one of those deals.
Exactly. We thought, and he has some value as well. We thought it was a done deal. Once the Bulls honestly pulled the Kings and really just didn't know what they wanted, that's where this thing just went left. That's where this thing kind of started to look around in the Wizards and the Nets trying to do their thing on their own, right? And then once the Bulls said, you know what, we don't know what we're doing exactly, and the Phoenix Suns are the 7 seed, to me, that is why, and all the other teams, I'm just looking here, Jazz, they're just trying to do their own thing. I put them in the same category as Wizards, and, you got the Hornets. A lot of these teams, Kaminga is a specific situation because if you're terrible, right, or young and terrible, you want your own young pieces, okay? The Wizards, if you're going to make a move, you're making a move for an established. The Warriors want to give up some picks. I don't know how many they would have to give up. They got to make that money work too, so I don't know who else is in that deal. We just talked about the Grizzlies. I don't know if you move on from Ja. And again, Kaminga's another guy. We're still looking for that ribeye. I still don't know. I think that's the argument that he could be your medium plus ribeye, but he's not right now. The Blazers, no, and then we're already back to the 8 seed. So that's what's going on in the Western Conference. In the Eastern Conference, yeah, I mean, we looked at he doesn't fit what the Pacers are doing, and they already got their own Jonathan Kaminga in Benedict Mathurin. You got the Wizards, you got the Nets, you got the Hornets, who I just talked about, and then you get to the Bucks. I think the Bucks are interesting. That's why but the problem is the Warriors thought they were going to get Giannis for Kaminga. Now they might get Kyle Kuzma. That's quite the difference, right? And they don't think that's good enough. And it's so funny, Kyle Kuzma and Ryan Rollins. And you know who drafted Ryan Rollins? The Golden State Warriors.
Yep. Bring it all back together. But isn't this the whole thing with Kaminga, is that if he's going to be Kaminga, they need him to be that dude who gets run on a bad team, which is the thing he wanted from the start, is run on a bad team to make mistakes, to grow offensively. He believes he can be that $30 to $40 million a year player who is a number 2 or a number 3 on a contending team. And none of these teams are giving him that runway.
No, because they all already have their young guys that are stinking. You're only going to have, and this is what we talk about as far as the draft is concerned, you're going to have 2 or 3 draft picks out there, and then you're going to have 2 guys via trade. Maybe the ratio is even different. Maybe it's 2 guys drafted and 3 guys via trade, right? You're not just going to have a whole team of draft picks or a whole starting 5 of draft picks. The Warriors got close, and then they kicked Harrison Barnes to the curb for Kevin Durant to get better. So a lot of these teams that stink, the Hornets already have a ton of draft picks. The Nets got their draft picks. The Nets were interesting. I thought that they would be interested, but the Nets are running their own money laundering scheme over there where they clean money, and the way they clean money is letting a guy on a whatever contract just do whatever they want. They did it with Kyle Bridges. They did it with Cam Johnson. And then they're doing it now with Michael Porter Jr. They have their process, and it works. It works.
Well, it works for tanking.
It works. And I don't know, but they have their one guy that they're money laundering with, and then they have a bunch of young guys. So they don't need Jonathan Kaminga. They have their system. And then you're already back to the Bucks, the Bulls. You know who's interesting to me, Kyle? And I know they're trying to find their way, and maybe they're we just looked it up. What are they, top 10? No, they were top 5 in three-point percentage and top 10. I know they got Jalen Johnson, but is it crazy that if the Hawks were interested in Kaminga, or would Kaminga just find himself, if he wants to be the dude, clearly Jalen Johnson is the dude, but he could be a number 3 out there, right? He gives them a different look slashing the basketball. Am I crazy?
I just think the Hawks are good off that.
They got their own plan.
Yeah.
You got the money laundering Nets. You have the Hawks, who they have their plan. Jalen Johnson is the next Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
And they got another lottery pick coming, so they're about to have their own logjam.
That's true. And then you got the Heat. Didn't the Heat have a level of interest at some point?
Yeah. They wanted him for Jimmy Butler, and I still don't understand how they couldn't get him for Jimmy Butler.
So we're kind of, I guess my whole point to this exercise was it's not as bad as it sounds when Monty Poole says the Kings are the only ones interested. The Kings are in a very specific situation, and there are a lot of teams out there that want their own young guys, right? I'm trying to think right now, Kyle, can we think of the last Kaminga situation where a 22, 23-year-old that we thought maybe had some star potential wanted out? Like Shai didn't want out. The Thunder, it was more about the Clippers making their super team with Paul George. So this isn't something, before you say, Allen, why should we want Kaminga? Nobody else wants Kaminga. This also isn't a situation that happens very often.
No, and I've said during the whole watch, while I'm standing up on the perch like Jon Snow, during the whole Kaminga watch, the only situation in the last 8 to 10 years, which is my basketball viewing experience, I can recall similar, is DeAndre Ayton with the Suns, which the Suns, if you remember, he signed an offer sheet to go to Indiana.
Right.
Didn't want to stay. Monty Williams hated him, and he hated Monty Williams. They were fighting on the sidelines, and they brought him back, and then they were the 1 seed, and then they lost in the second round. And they said, Monty go, Ayton go, we're going to trade for Bradley Beal. And Ayton played a few years on a garbage Portland team, and then Portland moved on from him with their own draft picks.
Yeah, and there's a big difference there is DeAndre Ayton was the franchise guy, right? He had, 5 years of being the franchise guy. There wasn't this holdup with his with playing time. I mean, Kaminga's not even we knew what DeAndre Ayton was. We don't really know what Kaminga is.
Yeah, but I think time has proven that maybe Ayton wasn't what they thought at first. Because Ayton was supposed to be that dude, number 1 pick in the draft, taking over Luka, all that. And by the way, people can debate it back and forth, but was the 3rd best player on a team that went to the NBA Finals in 2021 with Chris Paul and Devin Booker and Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges. But that's the closest example I can give you to what's happening with Kaminga. Kaminga's is its own unique situation because he probably could be someone's number 3 or number 4. And honestly, on a Warriors team that actually made sense, I think he could be like their DeAndre Ayton on those Suns teams that won 60 games. But the situation in Golden State just doesn't make sense. And so he's kind of getting lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it sound better because a lot of people are not in on Kaminga. Allen, why is he the only guy? Why are the Kings the only team interested in him? And there's a reason for that. So thanks for that call. That's kind of how we got on that. But how we were going to kick off the 12 o'clock hour was about Domantas Sabonis. And I saw something that piqued my interest last night, and it was about Domantas Sabonis. You'll never believe this, being paired with ... Trae Young in Washington. That has been some of the chatter going on. And what's funny to me is that obviously that could have happened in Sacramento, but Scott Perry was not interested in Trae Young. And my question is, as much as people are kind of out, I wouldn't say out, but people just not defending Domantas Sabonis the same way we've seen you defend Domantas Sabonis in the past, because hey, that's a part of that's a part of it. If you're not winning games and if you're not on the court, you don't get defended like that. And people don't even roast Domantas Sabonis and call him overrated like they used to, because he just hasn't really been playing and under the radar, and the Kings got bigger problems, things like that. But let's say and I know it matters who the trade would be for, but I saw something last night, Kyle, and it was Chris Middleton, who's expiring, $33 million though, $33 million expiring, and your boy Bub Carrington.
Oh no,
hold on, Bub Carrington. I think they had Cam Whitmore and somebody else. You can make it a better package, but they got. I mean, I'm just reading the ages from the Wizards players here. This is insane. After you get past Trae and Chris Middleton, Alex Sarr, 20 years old. Trey Johnson, 19. Bilal Coulibaly, 21. Malachi Branham, 22. Bub Carrington, 20. Cam Whitmore. Cam Whitmore's only 21. Will Riley, 19. A.J. Johnson, 21. Keyshawn George, 22. Justin Champagnie, 24. Then, of course, they got your boy Marvin Bagley III, who's 26. But they got a ton of young players.
So everyone younger than Nick Clifford.
Literally.
Except Marvin Bagley.
Literally, and the other Champagnie.
Is Nick 24 yet?
No, remember February.
Oh, February, that's right.
So a ton of young talent in Washington. So could the Kings do a deal, kind of flip some of the Wizards players, maybe get a pick or two, hopefully 2 or more, for Domantas Sabonis, and then you would have Alex Sarr, Trae Young, Domantas Sabonis doing their thing in Washington, D.C., and Bilal Coulibaly, guys like that, who's 6'8". He's one of those guys. I saw that, Kyle, and my first thought was, I did not number one, just real quick, I did not realize Cam Whitmore is 6'7". I did not realize that. But with that being said, Kyle, I do wonder if Kings fans, because they've just been so beat down from so many different what ifs and things and regrets and things that could have happened differently. Let's say, because I don't think they're winning a championship, let's say you make that trade, Domantas Sabonis, and you do get young talent and you're making your way, but as these guys are getting older and you're still stinking, as these guys are maturing, Domantas Sabonis and Trae Young go on a little run, they get to the second round or anything like that, would that even compute Would that even compute in Kings fans' brain? Man, we could have had Trae and Domantas Sabonis. Would anybody even do that, or are there just too many other regrets to even add another one? Would anybody even care if Trae Young and Domantas Sabonis went to the second round of the Eastern Conference playoffs?
Second round, probably not.
Yeah. Because to that point, the Halliburton thing is they had multiple deep runs. They did the NBA Cup thing. Then they went to the finals, and they could have beat the Thunder if he does not tear his Achilles.
By the way, one last time, Alan, let's ride the trade dungeon one last time. I can get you Domantas Sabonis, Dario Saric, and Drew Eubanks for Chris Middleton, Bub Carrington, Cam Whitmore, the 30th pick in OKC's pick in this year's NBA draft, and first-round pick in this year's NBA draft, and a future first-rounder for the Kings going from Washington.
One more time.
We have Domantas Sabonis, Dario Saric, and Drew Eubanks in exchange for Chris Middleton, Bub Carrington, a Chris Middleton expiring contract, Bub Carrington, Cam Whitmore, the Thunder's first-round pick in this year's draft, and a future first-round pick.
Is the future first protected?
You either got to do protections or have it be like 2031 Washington, unprotected. Like, you got to do it way down the line when they want to be good.
You know how I feel, though. I'm saying yes to everything these days.
I mean, this is the last one, Alan. You talked about Kings fans having fatigue with the trades. Guess what? We are contributing to that fatigue right now.
I'm doing it.
Yes.
I'm doing it. Because like I said, I'm doing everything.
But if Trae Young, Domantas Sabonis, Alex Sarr, and Keyshawn George gets you to the second round of the playoffs, I don't think Kings fans are going to be like, we could have had Trae Young and Keegan could have been our Alex Sarr. I don't know if that's going to be the response, but I think at the end of the day, you're probably going to need a number one who is better than either of those guys if you're going to make a deep run in the playoffs.
It's basically Kings East, but you're in the East.
Yeah, I can't.
So you have a better chance of making the playoffs.
I can't remember which person, is that Yahoo or The Ringer, someone was like, spiritually, Trae Young is a wizard or a king right before he got traded. And I was like, yeah, you know what? They're spiritually very similar organizations.
All right, Kyle, when the last times, we got to run it a couple times because we've been kind of slacking on our Mackin with all of the different announcements going on. But I got it ready.
One last time. Hey, what'd you get?
With the fourth pick.
Michael Brown.
What, Caleb? Was it Caleb
Wilson? Yeah, he could play power forward. By the way, I have our final results from the Tankathon. We can do that at some point today, too.
2 more spins, baby. It took me 2 more spins there.
Okay, well, what was the one before?
4 again.
Oh, another 4? Okay, but now...
With the first pick in the NBA draft, the Sacramento Kings select
Darren Peterson.
Really, though?
I mean, I want a point guard. I don't even care if he's the Anthony Edwards model. Anthony Edwards point guard. Like, this is the modern NBA, primary ball handlers. I want that.
Really, though?
Yeah. I mean, unless we're going to make Debonsa like a Jalen Johnson point forward.
Right.
Then
I guess I keep forgetting that Darren Peterson is, 6'5", 6'6"?
Yeah. No, give me that. We'll figure out the rest later.
I got to see him pass. Every time. Here's my problem. Every time I watch Darren Peterson highlights, he's basically receiving a pass and taking a three. That's the only thing. I'm not even kidding, Kyle. I haven't seen the brother dunk. I haven't seen the brother pass. He's just catching and shooting.
Look, I'm trusting people smarter than me on the evaluation. All I want to know is, can you get buckets at the rim? Can you get buckets in the mid-range?
I haven't seen any of that. I've seen him shoot threes.
Okay, well, he's got 1 box. 3 boxes for me. Can you get buckets at the rim? Can you get buckets in the mid-range? And can you get buckets from 3?
Like Anthony Edwards, and he's getting some of those comparisons. I haven't seen any monster dunks. And maybe I'm sleeping, and I'm taking No Ceilings, the No Ceilings platform with me as well. So
yeah,
No Ceilings, one of the hottest up-and-coming NBA draft outlets. They're coming to the Drive, guys. Sorry, Kyle.
Okay, that's fine. As long as I'm invited.
Yes, there you go.
I'm invited to our lottery watch party.
Oh, you're going to be there. You're going to be there.
It might only be you and me.
425 says, from Washington State, by the way, I just don't see how Trae and Sabonis is much better than LaVine and Sabonis. Certainly not worth giving up assets to try. Well, the Kings, in that, I mean, the asset is Sabonis. And I think Trae holds on to the ball maybe too much, but Trae is LaVine is not a playmaker. That's not even bagging on LaVine. He's a scorer. So I definitely think that there's a huge difference between Sabonis and Trae and LaVine and Trae. I think the issue is Trae might have the ball too much. That's why for the last 5 months, we've been trying to figure out what type of point guard does Domantas Sabonis actually need. You don't hold the ball enough. You hold the ball too much. What are we doing?
Yeah.
So what do you need? You need somebody that is De'Aaron Fox, but not De'Aaron Fox? Is Darren Peterson getting De'Aaron Fox comparisons? No.
But I don't need him to be De'Aaron Fox. I need him to, if he can be like Cooper Flagg as a forward, but they're going to play Cooper Flagg as a primary ball handler because in the modern NBA, everyone has to play their best player as a primary ball handler. So if he can bring the ball up the floor, I'm in. It doesn't look like the Boozer can. AJ DeBonsa, we'll see. Darren Peterson, that's a primary ball handler.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Let's keep the conversation going. And there's plenty to get to here on the last show for the Allen Stiles Midday Show. Your calls, your text, 916-339-1140. We got some football today, too. We got the Raider Bowl. How could I forget the Raider Bowl? And Kyle, I sent you it. I told everyone that they were going to do the thing, and they are already doing the thing. Dante Moore, maybe the Raiders should look at Dante Moore. Tonight is huge. Oh, my goodness. We got the Raider Bowl. We got Warriors Kings. Oh, I cannot wait.
NFL playoffs this weekend.
By the way, real quick, Trinidad Chambliss denied his 18th year in college football. I'm kidding. It was his 6th year. Denied. So they can appeal again, but denied. I just wanted to mention that because great game last night. Miami got it done. He got denied. Meanwhile, Carson Beck, you look at him. Wow, such a great story. That was his 7th. This is his 7th year in college football.
Yeah. And God, he was supposed to be the number 1 pick in last year's draft, and he's still just hanging around. Which, by the way, funniest possible outcome to this college football season would be him winning the championship by A, never throwing, B, getting broken up with by the Cavender twin, and C, having his Lamborghini stolen. All to the championship.
What's your deal with Carson Beck?
I'm just saying, that dude's a loser.
Whoa!
And he might win the championship.
Whoa! He had to throw last night. It was a great game. 916-339-1140. When we return, we run the Tankathon once again, and as we look at some of the different options the Kings can make as the trade deadline approaches, what would you do? Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
This is the Drive, baby! Allen Stiles says farewell to the middays. Afternoons, here he comes. Beginning January 12th.
It's the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and now Allen Stiles. Kings, Niners, NFL. Allen's college baseball stats and Major League Baseball talk. Weekday afternoons 2 to 6 on your number 1 sports station in Sacramento. Sactown Sports 1140.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guaranteed details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Sactown sports fans, when the final buzzer sounds, the real action is just getting started. If you live for big moments, big crowds, and unforgettable nights, you'll find them all right here on the Sactown Sports Live Events calendar. Get ready to laugh until it hurts with Daniel Tosh, live January 24th at the venue at Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Then turn the volume all the way up with Ernest, bringing high-energy country to Ace of Spades January 31st. Slow it down and vibe out when Jodeci delivers the classics live February 15th at Hard Rock Live Sacramento. Experience iconic sounds and the smooth style of Chris Isaac February 28th at Hard Rock Live Sacramento. And rock legends Jefferson Starship take the stage March 15th at Hard Rock Live Sacramento. Comedy, concerts, legendary performances. Find every show, every day, and plan your next big night out with the Sactown Sports Live Events calendar. Play hard, rock harder, only on Sactown Sports.
Tune in every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for the Toyota Tahoe Report with Johnny Mosley and me, Elena, bringing you the latest weather conditions up at Tahoe. Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
Join Sactown Sports 1140 for a game night live broadcast tonight at Roosters. We'll be out there from 5 to 7. You'll have a chance to win an autographed Malik Monk jersey from True Sports Cards. Lots of food, lots of fun. Take a shot on the Papa Shot to win prizes as well. It's all tonight at Roosters on the River. We'll see you there.
Country in the Park is back. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo. Miranda Lambert, John Party, Chris Young, Turnpike Troubadours, Dylan Scott, and more. Line dancing live DJs, Mechanical Bulls, huge festival area, and food trucks. Tickets start at only $68. Country in the Park, May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo with Michelob Ultra and Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. More info at CITVFest.com.
Planet Fitness has everything you need to start strong, so you can give everything you've got. From plate-loaded strength equipment and functional training areas to treadmills, stair climbers, and free weights. Our equipment is best in class, and our clubs are right around the corner, so you can make this your strongest year yet. Join the club today and save $28 or more when you join for $1 down, $15 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, January 9th. Are you coming? Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet. See club for details.
Hey, this is Greg Papa. Are you working through a major insurance claim? Sunpoint Public Adjusters can help. Sunpoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to, not what just some adjuster working for an insurance company thinks you should get. Call Sunpoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. Sunpoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
Allen Stiles. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Taking you up to 2 p.m. here. And yeah, a lot of news coming through, but Kyle did make a montage to kind of sum up. DJ Bedhead.
DJ LED.
Yeah, DJ LED one last time. So I want to get to that montage a couple times because I know a lot of people are just in and out, especially on a Friday. So I want to get to that a couple times here. So maybe we'll do it, Kyle, at the bottom of the hour, 12:45, and then we'll do it again in the 1 o'clock hour. Yeah, we just didn't expect this Trae Young news to come out.
Or John Morant.
Yeah, John Morant news to come out. So that's kind of been where we've been. A lot of texts are coming through that I want to read as well.
This last hour is going to be pretty self-absorbed by us. Just this last hour is just going to be us just sobbing and singing each other's praises.
Just vibing out. 916 is asking, why should we believe Perry has full autonomy? Every single GM said that and didn't. Perry already started by not hiring his coach, and the coach told him not to what to and what not to install. Nothing worth following until Vivek is gone. That's from the 916. Yeah, I mean, but here's the thing to the 916. You are following. You see what I'm saying? I mean, you're here. You're texting into the show. So you are following, and Vivek's still the owner. So, I do think that even if you don't want to believe it, you still believe that there's a level of hope and that things can change in your heart of hearts. I do think that. And maybe I'm incorrect, but things can change. Like we said, when you look at this record, it can't really get worse, right? It can't get worse. So, you start to look and say, you can only go up from here, right? The Dark Knight trying to get out of that cave. That's where the Kings are right now. And maybe they'll be able to do it. And maybe Scott Perry will be able to crawl out or help the Dark Knight, as in the Kings, crawl out of that cage. So I hear you on that one. 916, this is from our guy LB in LV. And don't worry, we got the Raiders. The Raider Bowl tonight, Kyle. I'm going to be at the bachelor party at one of the spots that I selected, on my ChatGPT baked out schedule.
Playing Papa Shot at a small bar.
Exactly. I got to find some boots or something because, it's been a little wet out there with the Russian River. But I got Warriors, Kings, and I got the Raider Bowl. Dante, because if Oregon wins, this whole thing is going to get flipped. Oregon wins, Dante Moore balls out, Fernando Mendoza has a game. Now I get very scared. The same way I get scared if the Kings actually got the first pick. I would be so scared. There's a group out there, a fan group out there. If you are Kings, Raiders, and Giants, and I know baseball's a little bit different, you could be looking at the first pick in the draft for the Raiders, the first pick in the draft for the Kings, and the fourth pick in the draft. The Giants bounced up 11 spots, I believe. The Giants, the fourth pick in the draft.
Somehow have a higher pick than the A's.
Huge. Off seasons, Kyle.
Oh.
This is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
This is good stuff, man.
I mean, look at these big free agent signings the Giants have made, too. Like, they're going to have a great roster turnover.
Okay, don't start. Don't start with me.
Okay, so let me ask you this, though. In the Raider Bowl, are you rooting for Fernando?
I don't know.
Because you want Fernando.
I don't want to make these decisions. I feel like I'm in, and shout out Chris Watkins, I feel like I'm on the challenge, right? And when you win, sometimes they give you different responsibilities. If you win the challenge, you have to choose who goes into the elimination round. So a lot of people, I don't want that power. I don't want this power. I've wanted this power, but you know what? I wanted this power when it was Trevor Lawrence and everybody else, right?
Or Joe Burrow
and everybody else.
Justin Herbert.
This is the worst situation for the Raiders.
Where you don't know who the one is.
You know what I will say, Kyle? I'll say this. I hope that Fernando balls out. And because even if Dante Moore ends up doing his thing, you could still say, hey, well, they played head-to-head. Fernando did his thing. What else were the Raiders supposed to do? Even if Dante ends up being better down the line. But if Dante balls out, beats Fernando, they still take Fernando, then Dante's better. Those idiots, we saw them head to head. Why wouldn't they take Dante?
No, but wouldn't it be the other way too? Is like everyone saying, well, not everyone, but most people are saying Fernando, and then the Raiders take Dante, and then everyone's like, you idiots, Fernando was right in front of you.
I know. It's tough. Now, by the way, this is not anything LB had to say. LB is saying, I'm from Sac and always will be. Bang, bang, Niner game. And God is a Gale, so shout out St. Mary. So that's LB. But let me actually read what LB said. Okay, LB said, it seems that there may be an opportunity to snag both Dillingham and Jonathan Kaminga. Do you think this could be a potential move? Seems like it allows the org to get an idea of what these two younger players are capable of while offloading contracts and potentially lightening the log jams on the roster. Look, maybe I'm not being fair to Rob Dillingham. Maybe I need to be more fair to Rob Dillingham. But when you get Wally pipped by Bones Highland, that's a problem for me, LB. I love you, but that's a problem for me. So that's a problem, right? Now, I know, Allen, you keep saying you're a second draft guy, but you hate all these second draft players besides Jarris Walker.
That's the only one.
All I want is Jarris Walker.
Who Whitey hates.
Whitey cannot stand Jarris Walker. And that's the only guy that I trust. I don't even know how we would do this, LB, but it's the last midday show, so I'm going to try to find a way. And when I say I mean I'm going to ask Kyle to help me with this. So Rob Dillingham, that's like Dennis Schroeder and somebody. And then Kaminga, that's Malik Monk and that protected pick. So you could do it. I like it, LB, because it's different. It's a little Frankenstein-y. So I do like it. But I don't know, man. The Rob Dillingham thing, I try to watch the brother, but he's never on the court.
Okay, this gets easier based on one question. Would the Timberwolves want Malik Monk?
I just feel like, what is he, a more athletic, more exciting Dante DiVincenzo, right?
So no?
Well, I'm just saying they kind of have that. Okay. It's these shooting. Everybody. Why are there 8,000 shooting guards everywhere? Like, what is the problem?
Yeah, it's gonna get more complicated from there, but we'll see what we can cook up. We'll see what we can.
But I don't know,
together.
LB. I'm just out on Rob Dillingham. I think he's too small, and that's something coming from me. But I just think it's just tough. Like, you have to be such a bucket, and he's just not. I saw this clip of him shooting threes, and somebody was joking, saying, man, he's really getting his whole body into that three. So I don't know, man.
That's crazy.
It did look like he was trying to chuck that thing. So I don't know, man. I'm kind of out on Rob Dillingham.
Yeah, this is complicated to make happen. I'll keep working on it. What are the Warriors want?
Now, hold on. Now, Reed Shepherd, that's a different conversation. I'm in on Reed Shepherd.
Yeah, but Reed Shepherd, again, he's one of these feel-good stories this year, like the Spencers and Colin Gillespie.
No, it's not. He went like fourth.
Yeah, but you know.
But you know what's so... Don't do that. You know what's so funny?
Black?
You know what's so funny, though, Kyle? Both of those guys, Rob Dillingham and Reed Shepherd, they both had opportunities this season. Fred VanVleet goes down. He has a podcast that I'm sure somebody listens to, and he started that this season. So you got Reed, and then you got Rob Dillingham, who, hey, Rob, can you finally just keep us from playing Mike Conley? Can you please do that for us? Reed Shepherd showed up. Rob Dillingham did not. So with all these names, we haven't heard the Rockets connected to a point guard at all. At all, because Reed has been doing his thing. They have other problems, but Reed has been doing his thing. Rob Dillingham, the Timberwolves are in on every point guard. So I get the second draft thing, but you get an opportunity, and it just does not seem. The Timberwolves, one of the first teams in the history of the NBA to draft a Kentucky guard where it didn't work out.
That can't be true. There's got to be at least one more.
I mean, you talk about roulette. They were on a heater. Go through them. There's that meme that's always floating around. Go through them. An absolute heater. And they picked the one that ended the heater. They did. 916-339.
Okay.
What?
I think I got it. I got it.
Do I want it?
No, but I think I got it. LB and LV, this is for you. So in this scenario, Dennis Schroeder goes to Minnesota. Rob Dillingham and Jonathan Kaminga go to the Kings. Klay Thompson and Daniel Gafford go to the Warriors. Mike Conley and Malik Monk go to Dallas, and Buddy Hield gets rerouted to a fifth team with cap space. It's just truly an abomination to get Dillingham and Kaminga.
It's Frankenstein.
Yeah, I mean, it's just insane. Just a truly insane deal.
Let's keep the conversation going. We're reading off all your ideas. We want some unique. LB, that was unique. LB has had the most unique idea today.
We also need new ideas because I'm not letting the trade dungeon end on that.
Well, and here's the thing. Everybody, the Kaminga quota, the Keon quota, Allen, we need something else. Look, this is a collective today, our last show. Who can come up with something more unique than LB? And I got a text right here that's going to put your tinfoil hat on that might beat out LB. That's coming up at over the break. It's from the 209, Stockton. This might beat out LV. Can you beat out LV? LB in LV. Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
This
is the Drive Guys.
January 12th.
The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Allen Stiles.
This is the Drive Guys. Weekday afternoons 2 to 6 on Sactown Sports 1140.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line. But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
I remember brushing my hair and looking down and thinking, oh my gosh, do I have any hair left?
I used to look at women with thick, beautiful hair and think, why doesn't my hair look like that?
My thinning hair is making me feel so old.
If you want thick, healthy, gorgeous hair, then you need Hair Volume from New Nordic. With clinically proven ingredients like apple extract, biotin, and millet, Hair Volume nourishes your hair follicles to promote thicker, healthier-looking hair. Say goodbye to shedding, thin, and dull hair, and hello to thick, healthy hair with Hair Volume.
Since taking Hair Volume, the shedding has all but stopped.
Now, instead of being jealous of other women's hair, I have friends who are jealous of mine.
My hairdresser couldn't believe the difference in my hair. Now she's using Hair Volume too.
Available as a tablet or delicious gummy, Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com, or find Hair Volume in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Celebrate the new year in style with a new Honda from Stockton Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. With new Hondas in stock and ready to go, now is the time to save on your favorite Honda in person or online. CR-V, HR-V, Pilot, Accord, Civic, and Ridgeline. It's a new year with endless possibilities. Get the deals that make it easy to say yes. Upgrade and save today at Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Guys, low energy, low drive, or strength not what it used to be? For many men, it's low testosterone. At Revive Men's Health Sacramento, start with a free T-check, exam, and consultation to get real answers. And this month only, qualified patients may receive 25% off testosterone replacement therapy. Call 916-619-3000 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Terms apply. Must medically qualify.
We've got more tackle. Grab deep discounts on a huge selection of fishing gear, apparel, and accessories at the giant Fisherman's Warehouse booth. Your life outdoors at the International Sportsman's Expo, January 15th through 18th at Cal Expo in Sacramento.
For the medium plus steak, you can tell your girl, hey, get whatever you need. You want to get some, some of the Dungeness crab, the Dungeness lump crab on top. I got you. My number hit on roulette, so I got you. But if it doesn't hit, hey, do you want to split? I'm not that hungry.
Oh, you just reminded me in my head. I forgot to grab a clip of you doing the Kimpton Sawyer voice for our final montage.
How could you forget that one?
I forgot about that one because we don't have it as a drop. The ones that are there as drops are easier. I had to go back and find them.
Well, if you want the Kimpton Sawyer, all you got to do is ask for the Kimpton Sawyer. And we never got to talk to whoever won that.
No, we never found out who won.
Well, congrats to whoever, I'm sure, enjoyed themselves.
What was the final score of that game?
They got smacked.
It was against the Thunder.
They got absolutely smacked. So, and by the way, Thunder Valley, I mean, if again, not included, but you could stay at Thunder Valley.
I believe
have the time of your life. If you really hit, then you can afford a night at Thunder Valley. That's what that's how you really do it.
The Cup game. It was 132 to 101.
They were both in the hundreds.
They were. If you stayed until the end and didn't go back to the Kimpton Sawyer.
I mean, if that was me, I'm getting a head start on the Kimpton Sawyer. That's what I'm doing. So 15 minutes. You get the tickets, but you can turn it into whatever you like. For Cedric the Entertainer, one of the original kings of comedy. So here's the text that I wanted to read, and this is real deep in the tinfoil hatness. This is from the 209 from Stockton. Was thinking about this. Are we benching Monk because the Warriors have already agreed to a trade with Kaminga? We are just sitting him so he doesn't get hurt since he can't be traded right now, or Kaminga can't be traded right now. Seems like the Warriors benched Kaminga around the same time. I'm doing windhorse fingers now. Maybe the Warriors have changed their mind on Monk with them struggling to shoot. That's from the 209. That would go against basically what everyone is saying. That's some real tinfoil hat inside the layers of the onion take right there, 209. But like I said, I wanted them unique, and I like that. Unfortunately, I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case. I talked to somebody close within the Warriors organization. This was when all of this kind of kicked off during the summer, and this whole time they've been out on Monk. They just don't think he fits what they're trying to do. There's some people that don't necessarily agree with that assessment, but they feel like they can find something that fits just a little bit better. And going back to what Brett Siegel said, they will give up multiple picks or they would rather give up more with Kaminga to get something they believe can truly help them contend than to just move Kaminga and get something back that probably won't help them contend in the same way. So that's how this thing kind of has been shaken out. But I do hope you're right, 209. When the clock strikes midnight or whatever it is on January 15th, I hope you are right and they're all just playing us. That would be great. And I appreciate the uniqueness. Probably not the case, though.
I think part of it, too, is it's less about Malik the player and more Malik the contract than anything else, is that they don't...
It's not crazy, though.
But they don't want to take on the long-term money. That's been their whole thing.
That's not long-term money to me. We're acting like it's a 5. We're acting like Malik just signed a 5. We acting like Malik signed the Keegan deal.
Yeah, that's fair, but summer of 2027 is when, as of right now, basically every team in the league is going to have cap space. Like, we keep talking about this second apron thing, but the reason the second apron is so cost prohibitive right now is because all these teams signed these contracts before these new rules went into place. If they had known this was coming, they might not have signed Ja Morant and Darius Garland and LaMelo Ball to these giant contracts, knowing that the second apron rules were on the other side. So I think after 2027, these long-term contracts aren't going to feel as bad because the market's going to correct itself.
Okay. I hear you. Look, I'm with you, 209. I hope that's the case. And January 15th, and not that I want to lose Malik, our pizza guy, but I just need something to happen. I want Malik to flourish.
I'm a pizza guy.
Again, these are all on the list of honorable mentions because I don't even know if it would be a Kings regret. But if they made that trade and the first time Malik goes off or has one of those crazy dunks with a Warriors jersey on, I think there are a lot of people out there that might lose their lunch. I think that would be a shady, tough one.
But if Kaminga hits a game-winning step back against the Warriors.
I mean, you mean game-winning slash to the lane.
Sure.
That's who he is right now. And that's okay. Okay.
It's a two-way street.
Yeah. Now, here's my thing with the Kaminga situation as we're talking about the Denny's and all the 6'8ers, right? The 6'7", 6'8", 6'6" to 6'8", all those primary ball handlers. Here's my thing about that. Kaminga is not that. Is that part of the reason maybe other teams aren't in? Because I don't even know where to put him, Kyle. I mean, he can bring the ball up, don't get me wrong, but he is not a playmaker like at all.
Yeah.
At all. So is that a reason why some of these teams, again, when you're talking about your medium plus ribeye, that's not a ribeye. If you're not a playmaker, you got to be a ribeye these days. It starts at 6'5", you got to shoot the three, and you have to be able to play make if you are a true ribeye. Jonathan Kaminga, if we just went through those, he doesn't shoot the three. He is taller than 6'5", but he's not a playmaker at all. Give me the because if you're not that, Kyle, you're Jaden McDaniels.
Yeah.
And that's not bad, but Jaden McDaniels is not ribeye.
You're saying a world where he could be a number 2 go-to option.
He could be a
team.
number 2, but I'm saying you're still looking for that. So if you do that Kaminga deal, in my opinion, if you do that Kaminga deal, and I know you don't draft, we learned our lesson, I know, but you do that Kaminga deal, you can't really get AJ DeBansa, can you? If you do the Kaminga deal, you probably should just get Darren Peterson.
Look, if they're in a position to get either of those, you just take them and figure the rest out later. But I'm saying
you have the number 1 pick. You traded for Kaminga. The Warriors said uncle. You have the number 1 pick. You've added Kaminga. You got Keegan. Now, does it matter? Because it doesn't seem like you should take a Boozer.
I just think who you draft has nothing to do with the trade or not, because in all likelihood, either Kaminga's going to work out and find his role with that player, or Kaminga going to be off the team by the end of that time.
But that's supposed to be your guy, though.
But again, if you have the Boozer or you have one of these power forward type players who, is the baby Giannis formula, then you don't need Kaminga. That changes the equation. You don't need Ja Morant if you have Darren Peterson. You don't need Kaminga if you have one of those top lottery picks. The only thing is there's no guarantee you're going to get one of those top lottery picks.
No, but I'm doing the assumption, and that's why you go get Kaminga in case you don't.
Yeah.
Right?
Otherwise,
either way, you're getting younger either way. Don't get me wrong. But part of that, too, is, you could get unlucky and get the 7th or whatever.
Yeah.
So
you take the pick and you figure out the rest later if you get one of those premium top picks.
All right. Well, when we return, we got the Kings versus Warriors preview and our first running of the final show montage. Kyle worked really hard on this. I haven't heard any of it. So we got your Kings preview, our last prop talk. Somebody said, Allen, prop talk. Malik's not even on prop talk. If he pops up, you hammer that over. That's my last one. If he doesn't pop up, stay away from all the Kings. But we got the final prop talk for you in the 1 o'clock hour. Final guess the spread. We could do Niners prop talk too. We got to do Niners prop talk too. We're doing all of it in the 1 o'clock hour. But we start with our Kings Warriors preview and our final show montage when we return. Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
This is the Drive Guys. January 12th. The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Allen Stiles. This is the Drive Guys. Weekday afternoons 2 to 6 on Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Progressive knows life takes you in many directions.
Bear right at exit 32, then begin to wonder why you never bought a fish tank. In 1.3 miles, you'll realize you've been mispronouncing epitome your whole life. At the roundabout, you will remember you said something at dinner you wish you hadn't and will think about it for decades. You have arrived at your destination, but it turns out there really is no destination and life just keeps going.
Wherever life takes you, protect your home and auto with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot. all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? We have options for everyone. Plus, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make for lower payments. It's no wonder Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not.
Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Join Sactown Sports 1140 for a game night live broadcast tonight at Roosters. We'll be out there from 5 to 7. You'll have a chance to win an autographed Malik Monk jersey from True Sports Cards. Lots of food, lots of fun. Take a shot on the Papa Shot to win prizes as well. It's all tonight at Roosters on the River. We'll see you there.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Your home for Kings talk and so much more.
Live and local.
Allen Stiles on Sactown Sports.
You know what's so funny is I always remember it around 12:15. Then I forget about it right when it's about to happen.
And this time you were just, so much was happening, you just forgot that.
Completely forgot.
Forgot the song was coming.
Completely forgot. It's just.
One last time, Alan.
Let it rock, huh?
I don't care about you. It's Friday. I'm in love.
Somebody was on the text line, I think, yesterday about this. They were so locked in. They said, Alan, are you prepared to hear the Friday song for your last day? I never got a chance to respond to them, but here we are.
I know the people couldn't see it, but you just the light went out of your eyes as soon as you heard it drop.
Wow.
For the final time.
Friday, I'm in love. All right. Thank you very much, Kyle. Great song. I'll drive it. I'll listen to it on my way up to Guerneville. That's what I'll do.
For the first time.
For the first time ever. Okay. Well, you have one more time, one last chance to win your tickets. Kyle, we're going to do this, and then we'll do the montage, and then you can answer the winner, okay? Because I know you like to have long conversations about your zodiac sign and letting people know who you are when they win. You have great conversations with these winners. I hope that continues with Matt and Kayla, by the way, because they can go back and forth. You can talk as long as you want now. It's even better, right?
Sure. Something like that.
All right, somebody's jumping the gun. Hey. Hey. I see you on the call lines. We didn't give you the number yet. Okay, we didn't give you the number yet. Get off there. You don't count, okay? 916-339-1140. Win a pair of tickets to see Cedric the Entertainer at the venue at Thunder Valley on January 16th. Known for being one of the original Kings of Comedy, his blend of observational comedy, relatable storytelling, and charismatic stage presence make him one of the greats. Get your tickets, settle in, and be entertained by the one and only Cedric the Entertainer. That is going to be at Thunder Valley at the venue January 16th. Kyle, we're looking for caller number...
We got to do it one more time. Caller number 3.
Caller number 3. 916-339-1140. 916-339-1140. 916-339-1140. Kyle will find that lucky winner, caller number 3, and he's going to put you on hold here as we get to this last show montage. We might play it one more time before we get out of here. We were supposed to play it a couple hours ago, but that Ja Morant news came out. And if you're just now joining us, the Grizzlies are open to moving Ja Morant, and the Kings have expressed interest in the past. That was during the summer, and Brett Siegel is saying maybe they're still interested, along with the Timberwolves and some other team. So hang on. You might be our winner. Kyle is going to get to you. I know who it is. I can see you. But Kyle is going to get to you. Or Kyle is answering the phone right now. So if you're not on the phone with Kyle right now, unfortunately, you did not win. Now, you can hang on in case this person Kyle's talking to hangs up the phone for whatever reason. But looks like Kyle did find a winner. So thank you for calling in for your chance to win tickets to see Cedric the Entertainer. Kyle, without further ado, I know you worked really hard on this. I'm very excited to hear DJ LED and the last show montage.
I didn't get every moment from the show.
Okay.
A lot of them were ones that I had previously cut in the past.
Okay.
But we put together, I think, a nice tribute to the show.
Let's hear it. Yes. Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports, taking you up to 2 p.m. Kyle Ledbetter behind the glass. As always, I will tell you what, if this were legal, I would take bribes. It's a battle of the trick off. Am I taking cuckoo pills?
Yes.
Whitey Gleason is spot on. Spot on.
What are we doing?
Who do you think you are? I am.
I think he's short, Tim.
Hey, Slater, hey, do me a favor, homie. Hey, put me on that article, homie. Do I need to shout out the 279 more? We need a 279 day.
We can't do that. Just impossible.
The 27th of September.
That's 927.
When we're in September of 2027.
No.
I got 1, 2, 3 wins on the road. The Kings going 3-1. Going 3-1. Maybe 4-0. Kyle don't say so. He loves the Nuggets, but they trash, though. Senor Segway strikes again. All right, Kyle, let's get prop talk going.
You're banned.
Banned.
For that bum Klay Thompson.
I got real freaky last night. It was by myself. The Suns not moving forward with Bol Bol.
Bol Bol.
Bol Bol.
Bol Bol.
Bol Bol.
Bol Bol.
What are we doing?
Bol Bol.
Bol Bol.
Well, now you said Bol Bol Bol. Bol 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 Bol.
Oh, my goodness.
It's Friday, isn't it?
No, yeah. I'm very faux shizzle.
To keep your swag right.
So, Carmichael Dave with a little bit of breaking news. If you're just now joining the show, we don't talk about the pinky. Dude says, host the Warriors. Warriors, they won't be ready yet. Okay?
Ready for what?
That's right.
I don't... What's the question, Alan? I don't know what you're referring to.
I don't need you to have the bag work.
They know what you ate for breakfast.
Oxtails, ribs, cornbread.
Kyle is going to take his first bite of Taco Bell.
A lot of sour cream in this thing.
Hey, you got a good one. Scammers do scammy things. They did.
Sorry, they do what, Alan? What do scammers do?
Sorry, I got an almond. Almond got stuck.
That was a tough one.
The almond got stuck. Thank you to all the callers, texters, sack chatters. Secure the bag. 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 Like to be.
The best show on the station. Tell that to Jason Ross. Put that in his bald head and smoke it. Bye-bye.
Don't forget my podcast.
Gotta go.
Wow. Nicely done, Kyle. Nicely done. That was great, man. That was great.
Just 3 minutes of just Allen Stiles' best moments.
Wow.
No wonder you loved it.
Hey, man. That was pretty good. A lot Yeah, a lot of memories there. The almond, I completely forgot about the almond.
That one might have been my favorite. You choking on the almond mid-segment.
Wow.
I couldn't add the whole beat that we did behind it, but I wish I could have. Where we started playing music and then having that be the drop, basically. That was great.
Wow. The almond. Gotta go, bye. Just so many drops.
Dude says.
And that was more recent, the dude says.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
A lot of the drops were more. Here's the other thing. There were also moments that I realized I included on our end of Kings season montage last year that I didn't include this time. Like when you said that, I might swear, bend that corner.
Right. Oh, yeah.
By the way, that was a year ago this week. What a time that was. Remember when the Lions had him come out to perform before their playoff game?
The Lions have a lot of moments where it's, things went south after that. But you have the run that he went on. Yeah. Right? I don't even know. Is he still doing music?
Yeah. He got like $8 million to produce albums.
Oh my goodness. We got some comments coming in. LOL to our Raptors fan who is, I guess, kind of a Kings fan as well.
Fan of the show now.
That's right. We got Wax Will. Dude says, yeah, just some great memories there, man. 775 says, congratulations on your move. Allen, Kyle will continue to hold it down. Yes, he will. 775, shout out Nevada. Yes, he will. We got a couple different. So we got LB and LV, who's got a Sacramento number. And then we got our Nevada texter that's actually in Nevada. So we really took this thing, I was going to say worldwide. And it was worldwide. We had there's the Missouri person, the Washington State.
We got Craig in Wisconsin.
You know what? You know what I just remembered, though? I'll never forget the day, and I have talked about this one for a while now when I talk to, people, just random people that I might run into or whatever. The craziest day I think I've had on radio, and, top three, Whitey is part of one of those, but that was in a different market. But another top three day when the A's moved to Sacramento, those are the days where the rundown is completely useless. We took calls all day long, and I'll never forget the Baltimore guy that called in and was mad at Sacramentans for being excited about the A's, and he's talking about the Ravens and the Baltimore Colts and all this stuff. By far, one of the most, for me as well, being from the Bay, one of the most exciting, confusing days on radio, and I don't know how that will get one-upped. I really don't.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
I wasn't here for that one, but the one I remember, well, I guess the one unfortunate for you is when you took the day off to go golfing, and then me and Brennan were on the air when Mike Brown got fired. Oh, yeah. That was a crazy one for me.
Yeah.
But also the day after the play-in where we had to make 4 rundowns because we did rundown of they just lost to the Mavericks. Mm-hmm. Then at midnight, we were making the Monty McNair got fired rundown. Then before our show even went on the air, we had to do the Scott Perry just got hired rundown. So we had to make and scrap the show 4 times in the span of 12 hours?
Yeah. And it turns out Waxed Up Will on the Sac Chat is in Georgia. So we got people from all around, man. And it shouldn't be that surprising because when you watch a Kings game on the road, the camera always finds people wearing Kings jerseys. So, even though the Kings haven't given people much to kind of cheer about these days, we know the best fan base in the NBA. And that's the one thing that even outsiders will say. They'll say, man, Sacramento, what was it, that game against the Rockets, that crowd pop, we haven't heard a crowd pop like that all season long. And you're talking about the Thunder and all these teams with winning records. So, my the hat goes off to you, Sacramento, and how you've carried yourself and how you've accepted me as one of your own, maybe not one of your own the same way as if you're born and all of those things. But I wasn't even born in the Bay, to keep it 1,000 with you. Like I said, I was born in Virginia. So I moved out to the Bay when I was 5. So, as somebody that you have accepted into your own, I really do appreciate that. And real quick, while we're just having the conversation, because I think we're having Whitey on later. I know somebody's at Roosters. We got to double check. But real quick, I wanted to give a shout out. And Kyle, you make a good point. I want to give a shout out to everybody that was a part of every iteration of this show. Obviously, I've talked about my time with Whitey Gleason and how that started. So I want to give a shout out to Whitey, of course. I want to give a shout out to Chris Watkins. Chris Watkins has been the consummate professional. That dude is highly talented. That dude is highly intelligent. And he puts up with me more than he probably should. So I really do appreciate you, Chris. No clue if you're listening or not, but I really do appreciate it. I also want to give a shout out to Nate Littlefield. Nate Littlefield, who was a producer on this show, and Nate's doing his thing now as he is kind of moved on. He's doing stuff with the A's, and I really do love watching Nate's career grow. So I want to thank Nate as well, and I want to thank Simone, who I just saw not too long ago too. Simone held it down for us, and she's doing her thing in her new endeavor. So a lot of people that were a part of this midday show have gone on to really spread their wings. So I wanted to give a shout out to everybody in every iteration of this show that we've seen, and of course all of the listeners and all of the viewers. I hope you all come with me to the Drive Guys, or maybe you're already there listening to the Drive Guys, or you were listening with Whitey and with Draper. So I'll be in there as well. And I'm seeing all the texts come through. Yes, Dwayne, even you, Dwayne, I thank you as well. You keep me on my toes, so I do appreciate it. So Kimberly, I see you. Great times. That's from the 916. And we still got 45 minutes left. But I wanted to make sure we played it, because we still got prop talk, because people need to make some. Trust me, man, Christmas was rough. Prop talk, I need this. Like, I need air. Malik, please. Schmallen Miles.
Almost at the finish line,
Schmallen Miles needs this. Like, he needs air. Kimberly, oh my goodness, Kyle. And we warned you guys, we are going to get to the Kings and the preview, but we are going to have a lot of fun. Okay, and we are going to reminisce a lot. Kimberly brought up, I can't believe nobody else brought this up. Kimberly brought up Allen's get off my lawn about the kids fishing.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. If it was the summer, we would still be talking about it. The last thing I saw was this kid on, no, seriously though. He was on this motorized scooter, and I was finishing a run, and I was, turning into where the house is. He's scooting out, and he's holding the fishing pole. Now, my problem is I haven't caught him in the act. So I'm not going to record him if he's not actually fishing. Maybe he's going to a legal place to fish. But deep down, I know he's not. I know where he's going.
Yes.
I know he's about to do something fairly illegal. But I can't do anything because I haven't caught him in the act yet. Right? It's like Inception. I know where he's going. It's a scooter. The scooter only got so much charge, Kyle.
Yeah.
He ain't getting out to where you can legally fish on that scooter.
Yeah.
I knew where he was going, but what am I going to, I'm not going to follow the kid.
If you haven't committed a crime yet, intent to commit a crime, it's hard to catch them on that.
I'm so glad you brought that up, Kimberly, because maybe Whitey will agree with me that we got to stop this illegal fishing.
So there are some honorable mentions that I couldn't get in part because I don't have the timestamps on when they happened, so I couldn't go back and find them. So that's one of them. A Schmallen Miles crash out after a bad prop talk weekend. I wanted to do that. We just didn't have the timestamp. When you were teaching me about like subs in the back of your cars.
Oh my God.
That was a great one. I couldn't pull that because I didn't have the timestamps on it.
Kyle did not know what a subwoofer was.
Yes.
And I almost cried that day. And I got 3 more gray hairs because of it too.
Yeah, that was a great. I couldn't find that one. There were some good ones that we couldn't get in there because we don't have the timestamps for them. But
wow.
we have all the podcasts back there. If someone wants to take the time and go through all 1,000+ podcast hours we've done and find it and timestamp it for me, let me know.
That's crazy. The fishing, just so much.
The Natomas fishermen,
The Natomas illegal fishermen. When I'm mayor, it's just not going to happen.
When you're mayor of Natomas?
When I will be the first mayor, because right now we don't have a mayor. So I will become mayor of Natomas. It's just not going to happen, okay?
You're going to strongly enforce the fishing regulations.
That's right. I mean, come on. We got to figure this thing out here. Spencer says, I didn't think about that. Are we not getting our Allen Stiles merch now? Well, I guess the Allen Stiles Show is not continuing right now in this specific capacity. So it'd be weird to make that type of merch. Yeah, that's a good one, Spencer. I guess we'll have to put that one on ice.
Yeah.
For now.
No Senior Segway merch.
See, but we can do Drive Guys merch with those kind of phrases, though, right? We can do that.
I mean, yes, but also yes is going away because Whitey's going to jump off the show.
Right. Whitey jumps off the show.
Secure the bag, light the beam.
Gone.
Yeah.
And that was a good one, too.
That was good.
It was good. I can't remember how I came up with that, but that was good. And I can't remember. Well, I do remember just to kind of peel the curtain back. The sign-off thing is a really not contentious, but some people still do the sign-off. It's a little bit more old school, and I've always said I'm right in the middle, being middle. I guess I'm middle. Am I middle-aged? Is 35 middle-aged? That's a conversation.
Depends how long you want to live.
Actually, I'm not asking Kyle. That's the last thing I'm doing. But, yeah, the idea of the sign-off, going back and forth. Some people, no, I don't do the sign-off anymore. Yes, I do. I've had different sign-offs, but this is one I kind of fell upon. So when I do say it, and it probably will be the last time that I say it, yeah, it'll be quite, I don't know about emotional, but it'll be an event when I do say it. But that was when I kind of figured all that out. Dwayne is also bringing up the Sharks, another back-to-back this weekend. Yeah, the Sharks and Macklin Celebrini. That dude is a dog, man. And I know it's quite the drive, but I've told y'all before, I had no money, okay, and I took my wife and I, we had a weekend in San Jose. It was when the last time the Raiders were in the playoffs and when Derek Carr was hurt. So I think it was 2016. And I was, like I said, I was kind of broke. So we sat in I'm not afraid to say it. We sat in the last row at the SAP Center. I'm not even kidding you. Like the last row.
Dead last.
Like the wall was behind us. And I'm not just saying it because I was broke and I was trying to make her feel better and myself feel better. It felt like it did not feel like when you're at the top of Golden One or a basketball arena. So if you can get out to a Sharks game, it's a lot of fun. And then we went to the Barracudas and then we were VIP. You know, because Barracudas, that's AHL, right? That's the minor league. You go Barracudas, you could be, hey, babe, that's where I was, Kyle.
That's like Brennan Nunez sitting courtside at the Stockton Kings
That's
game.
right, Kyle, I was broke. You know, I said, hey, we could be VIP at Barracudas, or we can sit in the last seat possible for the San Jose Sharks.
It is because it's Sharks and Barracudas. It's literally, you can be a big fish in a little pond.
Literally.
Or a small fish in a big pond.
That's what I'm talking about. 916. There you go, Kyle. Look, Kyle's already warming up for this next gig here. I'm so excited for Kyle, Kayla, and Matt. They're going to crush it 10-2. 916-339-1140. Let's get to UPS Chris, who wants to be a part of the conversation. What's up, UPS Chris? What you got for us?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
Just doing my route out here and listening to you guys like I do every day.
Well, I appreciate that, man.
I just wanted to call and say thank you for getting me through my day, and love you guys. Love Kyle. I'll be sticking with him, and I do listen to the Drive Guys, so I'll be listening to you too. So.
Thank you so much, UPS Chris. I hope you're almost done with your route. We appreciate it, man. Happy Friday. Enjoy your weekend. And I can't wait to talk to you on the Drive Guys. We'll talk soon, my guy.
Yes, sir. We'll talk to you guys.
All righty. Thank you, UPS Chris. A little break in the action, Kyle. This actually is breaking news, my good sir. If you could run the breaking news banner.
When it breaks,
we have it first.
It's Sactown Sports breaking news.
Dallas Mavericks star Anthony Davis has sustained ligament damage in his left hand. Sources tell Shams Charania and Tim McMahon, depending on a second opinion and if surgery is required, Davis could miss a number of months.
Gosh, dang.
Can't.
Come on, Street Clothes. You were at the finish line. You were about to get traded to the ATL.
You can't. I mean, all the suitors. Can I say something that might be, look, we wish AD the best. Can I say something that hopefully isn't, taken the wrong way? Domantas Sabonis and his camp and the Kings, they might be getting some calls. They were already getting calls, and I know they're not the same type of player. AD, defensively, we know he's a dog. I know he's not the same type of player. But a lot of these teams, the Raptors, not so much the Hawks, but a lot of these teams that were connected to AD, we saw a little bit of smoke when it came to Domantas Sabonis too. Now, I would never say somebody get injured is a positive. I would never say that. All I'm saying is that if AD can't play and there are teams looking for, and I get it, Domantas Sabonis has to come back and play as well. But if Domantas Sabonis can come back sooner rather than later, possibly before the deadline, we might see something. And beyond that, when AD does come back, this might be the straw. This might be the straw where they say, I can't give you whatever that deal was supposed to be for AD. I can't do it. We just saw yesterday it was reported that AD was looking for a max extension. And the play did not look that crazy at all. But again, we're not playing, so it's really hard to do the, it doesn't look that bad. Come on, stop being soft, whatever it is. We're not out there, so we don't know what the deal is. I guess they're looking for a second opinion. But yeah, man, this is rough stuff. Rough stuff from Anthony Davis. Rough stuff for the Mavs, and obviously they kind of did it to themselves, Nico Collins and others, even though Nico Collins isn't here anymore. But yeah, that is pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. And, I feel bad to joke about, and when people joke about injuries and the whole street clothes thing, because you don't want to be disrespectful, right? This is somebody's body that we're talking about. And I know they get paid millions of dollars, but this is a bad situation for everyone involved. Everyone involved. For the Mavs, they were about to turn the corner, get some young assets. Well, I'll tell you what, not everyone involved. The Kings can definitely benefit from this. Different type of big, don't get me wrong, but the Kings can definitely benefit from this when Domantas Sabonis returns. And when is that going to be? Let's do the math here. Let's do the math here when we return, as we are getting to this breaking news that AD could be out for months. Could that mean that Domantas Sabonis' suitors could start to pop up if he can get back on the court himself? Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
This is the drive, baby. Allen Stiles says farewell to the middays. Afternoons, here he comes. Beginning January 12th.
It's the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and now Allen Stiles. Kings, Niners, NFL. Allen's college baseball stats and Major League Baseball talk. Weekday afternoons 2 to 6 on your number one sports station in Sacramento. Sactown Sports 1140.
Business moves fast, and so do we. At Bank of Marin, we team up with businesses in the greater Sacramento area to help you drive the lane and score big. With dedicated relationship bankers and local decision-making, we help you move quickly, whether you're upgrading equipment, buying your next building, streamlining cash flow, or fueling growth. From expansion to investment, we're ready to help you win. Bank of Marin, your local business bank. Visit us at bankofmarin.com. Member FDIC.
Guys, low energy, low drive, or strength not what it used to be? For many men, it's low testosterone. At Revive Men's Health Sacramento, start with a free T-check, exam, and consultation to get real answers. And this month only, qualified patients may receive 25% off testosterone replacement therapy. Call 916-619-3000 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Terms apply. Must medically qualify.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you. Smooth accelerators. When that light turns green, you're off. Like a warm knife through firm butter. Going from 0 to the speed limit in an appropriate amount of time. Sure, your car has horsepower, but your horses prance around as silky smooth as your right foot. Fancy Prancerton. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Sacramento's Outwork playlist is Mix 96.
I'm in love with the shape of you.
Now with 4 opportunities each weekday to be our $1,000 employee of the day. Today's hits and yesterday's favorites. Mix 96.
Allen Stiles
You can join the show by texting 916-339-1140
on Sactown Sports.
$30 more minutes. 30 more minutes until the future. Okay, and the future for the 10 to 2ers. And some of you are 6 to 6ers. Some of you are 6 to 10ers. Maybe you get into work and don't get to listen to the midday show that much. Some of you are 2 to 6ers. Your drive time, you're going home. I know working remote isn't as prevalent as it was maybe a couple years back. So we're here for you. But we have 30 more minutes until the future. Matt, George, and Kayla Anderson taking over 10 to 2. And you have Whitey Gleason and myself. The drive guys, oh, I can't wait. Draper, after Kings games. Hey, Draper, let me talk to you. Oh, my goodness, I can't wait.
Doesn't this chair feel nice?
Because the 2 times he actually did crosstalk, it got spicy. It got Tapatio. It got Cholula. It got Sriracha. It got hot chili oil. So it got Tabasco. Just one more.
It got whatever Jason Ross's chips were.
Literally. And jalapeno, not pickled, fresh, with the seeds. So I cannot wait after these games to talk to Kyle Draper. Because, look, man, you got glass half empty. A lot of people think I might be glass half empty. A lot of people think Draper might be glass half full. Oh, I cannot wait. Whitey Gleason and myself, we're going to have a ton of fun. A lot of fun banter on that show. I'm excited to see the dynamic between Matt, George, Kayla Anderson, and you, Kyle, of course. So it's an exciting time at the station, I should say, at the network, as it's really turning into more of a sports network with a radio station, of course, that we're doing our thing. You know, we're pushing. It's an evolutionary time in the industry, and we are doing everything we can to stay ahead of the curve, and we can't do it without all of you. So that is what's coming up on Monday. I get to sleep in. I don't even know what I'm going to do. To be completely honest with you, I get to sleep in.
What does that even mean? You know, you're staying up all night anyways.
You know, not to look, baby number 2, she hasn't really enjoyed me as the closer, right? Right now, my wife is the closer. I can get her down for naps, but the closer, it doesn't work, all right? She's not feeling my swag right now. She's a bigger baby, so I can't really get her in a good pocket, you know, when I do the bouncy. So she's not feeling my swag right now. My wife has been the closer, so I am on midnight duty. So midnight duty won't be as bad now because I don't have to do the show until 2.
You're the middle reliever.
Exactly. And it makes me feel so bad because I was the closer. And, you know, you walk out the room, yeah, I got her to fall asleep. And then about a week ago, I think she had a growth spurt. She's not fitting right in my arms. So I'm not the closer right now, Kyle, and it hurts.
No, you've been demoted to seventh inning relief guy.
Exactly. I've been Camilo Doval. 916-339-1140. Got 30 more minutes to take your calls and your texts. All right, Kyle, here we go for our Kings-Warriors preview. By the way, if you're just now joining us, a bit of breaking news, and this does connect to Domantas Sabonis, in my opinion. Dallas Mavericks star Anthony Davis has sustained ligament damage in his left hand. Sources tell Shams Charania and Tim McMahon. Depending on a second opinion, and if surgery is required, Davis could miss a number of months. So why does it have anything to do with the Sacramento Kings? Well, Domantas Sabonis has been connected to a lot of the same teams that Anthony Davis was connected to. Now, the only problem with that is that Domantas Sabonis is also injured. I was looking here, Kyle. Domantas Sabonis was on the court. Looked like that was, 2 days ago? Yesterday, January 8th. I saw a video of him on the court. So everybody is kind of waiting to see, hey, can you get this guy healthy, okay, and see what could happen with the potential trade. Kyle, it's looking here like December 9th, because you had multiple injuries, right? So he came back. Domantas Sabonis out another month with a knee injury. That was December 19th, okay? Expected to miss 4 to 5 more weeks. That was at the time, December 19th, Kyle. So if we're doing the math here, you're trying to get to January 19th. That would be 4 weeks. So he will be back, hopefully, and playing, while it seems like at very best, AD would still be out weeks, right? And they're saying a number of months. Shams doesn't really say what would happen if AD didn't need surgery, but my guess is that it still wouldn't be very soon. So a lot of these teams, if Domantas Sabonis can get back, and if he can get a couple good weeks under his belt as we lead up to February, I know it's tight. One of these teams here that thinks that they're a Domantas Sabonis away, I know it's a big contract. Maybe I got purple lenses on. Could this be a situation where somebody says, let's just go get him before the trade deadline? That's what we need. And we could blink, and a name that we haven't talked about as much as the Zach LaVines and the DeMar DeRozans, it's Domantas Sabonis. And one thing that we've been saying on this show that we're going to continue to talk about on the drive, guys, is that Domantas Sabonis is eligible for an extension this upcoming summer. And I don't know if the Kings are interested in partaking in that. I feel like Domantas Sabonis would be. I know his grapes got to keep growing somewhere, if not in Napa, but I don't know if Scott Perry is interested in that. And if he's not interested in that, we could be headed towards a type of breakup or divorce anyway. So I don't know that the Kings would – they don't want to do a bad deal, don't get me wrong, but they would definitely be open, in my opinion, to moving Domantas Sabonis. So this AD stuff, this is huge, in my opinion. This is huge if you can get two big ifs. Get him on the court, get him looking like he did with the coach that is no longer a coach anymore, and we're going to see in about a week or so, Mike Brown.
And have a team believe that they can get him back to where he was before with their roster construction.
Right, but if you're seeing that at least
he's healthy.
Yes, if you're seeing the flashes of that, get back to the double-doubles. Get back to the shot put free throw 3. Get back to that at 40%. Get back to that, and a team out there says, there's no Tyrese Halliburton. I mean, that they're done now. The Pacers are done. They're looking to go get AJ DeBanza or one of the boozers. There's no Pacers, right? Celtics have been good. Look, Jaylen Brown, good for you. Got the hairline. He's still balling out. But the Celtics probably aren't going to win the whole thing. You got the Pistons, who I'm sure somebody out there thinks they're fraudulent. Not that they're fraudulent. They just haven't done it before. The Cavs are a disaster. So there's going to be some Eastern Conference team, cough, cough, maybe the Raptors, that says, hey, Jakob Poeltl, who Allen thinks is younger than Domantas Sabonis but is actually older, can we make something work quickly, and not Emmanuel quickly, talking about R.J. Barrett, can we make something work there with the relationship that R.J. Barrett and Emmanuel quickly clearly have with Scott Perry? Can something happen like that? I don't know that I would bank on it, Kyle, but I do think it's very possible.
Yeah, the health is the biggest thing. You just need Sabonis back healthy.
That's the number one thing. 916-339-1140. Kyle, Kimberly is asking, can you read off for the last time our types of Kings fans?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Okay, let me pull it up real quick here. That was an early iteration of the show when we came up with our different types of Kings fans. So one last time, here is the list of every types of Kings fans. We have realistic, optimistic, pessimistic, unrealistic, blissful, delusional, self-loathing, nihilistic, anarchist, apathetic, quote, I've been a Kings fan for 40 years, ... Down bad, nostalgic for 2002, just happy to be here, just happy they aren't in Seattle, just send them to Seattle already, skeptically hopeful, dead inside, we're winning 40 games this year guy, doom and gloom, get rid of the beam, De'Aaron Fox was right, complains but doesn't know what they actually wanted them to do, sell the team, masochist, and that local guy Drew.
There it is. You get the list, Kyle. The list can stay in the midday.
I get to keep the rundown.
Yeah, you get to keep the rundown.
With all these dumb notes and your stupid band list. Should we go over your band list one last time before the last prop talk?
Yes, please.
The final Allen Stiles band list consists of Sterling Shepard, Gabe Vincent, Jordan Love, the entire Packers roster, Devon Achane, all Steelers tight ends, Xavier Worthy, the Commanders, George Kittle, but only with Mac Jones, Sonic and Knuckles, and Baker Mayfield rushing yards.
Baker was hot at the end. He helped Schmallen, but Sterling Shepard, go away, man.
He kind of did.
And did you put Darnell Washington?
Yeah, I said all Steelers tight ends.
Freiermuth is hot now, though. No. We can remove them because Darnell is out, so he has to throw to Freiermuth. So
there's still Jonnu.
So now Jonnu Smith is the only one actually banned. Okay, some more text coming through. Allen, when he had too much food on his plate at Thanksgiving, yes, the nice plate.
Oh, I should have cut nice plate. That's a good one.
The nice plate. You have from the 209 about the fishing. Look, we couldn't end the show without somebody saying, mind your business, snitch. Let them fish. Because that was the whole thing. Is Allen a snitch or not? I didn't snitch. I wanted to.
You were filming children who were fishing.
No. That's crazy. That's crazy.
But also true.
One was an adult.
One was an adult.
And then they started filming me.
Yes, they started filming you, filming them. What a great time that was. Gosh.
I got to refresh my fishing license because I do it legally. Now, have I caught a fish before? No, but that doesn't matter. I had a license last year when I moved out here, went fishing, caught nothing. Now I'm getting called a Karen again. Look, man. Those fish, you leave the fish alone. My problem isn't fishing. My problem is if we were in a desert and this was the only place to fish, that'd be different. There's so many places to fish out here. All the rivers where you're allowed to fish.
Yeah, but not in Natomas. Not where you can get on their bike.
It's a 10-minute drive to legal fishing. You just go to that sporting goods store. Get you a license, and we're all good.
All right, Dirty 30, we got to go quick.
All right, this is the Dirty 30. Oh, my goodness. In the Bay. Everybody's healthy for the Warriors, right? We didn't even get to that.
Except Seth Curry.
DeMontis out, Keegan out. Everybody healthy for the Warriors.
Except Seth Curry.
9.5. No Keegan, no Sabonis. 10.5.
See, that's the thing. I want to say 7.5 or 8.5, but I know it's going to be more. Every time we do this game, we undersell it. I'll go 8.5.
I'm going 10.5.
All right. Final number. Yep. Warriors 14.5.
Oh, my. See, Whitey, and this is the type
and they're not going to cover.
That's disrespectful.
You say this every time and they never cover.
14.5?
And they're gonna probably not cover.
That's insane, man. Insane.
But it's a showcase game, Allen.
Wow. Gotta get to prop talk. And we'll get Whitey's guesses. We can do it on the other side, Kyle.
We don't have time, Alan.
Okay.
Just knock it out. One last prop talk. I'm going to go George Kittle, 58.5 receiving yards on Sunday.
Yeah.
And then my tried and true Keegan Murray stocks, the steals blocks combo. Gotta do it.
Okay, for the Kings. Oh my gosh. I don't even know what to pick for the Kings. For the Kings, honestly, you know who's just been Mr. Steady Eddie? I'm just going to keep it simple. Because I don't know, what are they running? Are they running Quentin Post out there and Al Horford? Yeah, give me Maxime Reynaud. I think he's in a better situation for foul trouble because he's not banging low down there. Give me Maxime Reynaud over 12 points. We know he's going to play. That's where I'm at right now. It's just who you know is going to play. If there's anybody, I can't do Keon, even though I think Keon hit last game. So I'm going to do Maxime Reynaud. And then for the NFL, yeah, Kyle, that's a great pick. I just don't think there's any way that Kittle doesn't hit because that's Brock's go-to. I'm going to go with, you know what hasn't hit in a long time? The McCaffrey receiving yards, because it's just been insane. I don't know, Kyle. In that weather, you know what? I'm just going to go simple here. He did hit it last game, but I think he'll hit it again. Brock Purdy, Dougie, 16.5 rushing yards. I just think he's going to be doing the Dougie out there. And by the way, we'll give our predictions on that game on the other side. Our final goodbye, and Whitey Gleason joins us. Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
There are many reasons to choose Gonzalez Law Offices as a dedicated trial lawyer with an undefeated record from 2016 through 2019, and you'll know that no case is too big or too small. Due to his success, hard work, and commitment to excellence, attorney Jonathan Gonzalez has been listed in Super Lawyers Rising Stars, as well as in the top 40 under 40 list by national trial lawyers. You can find Gonzalez Law Office online at saclegaldefense.com or call him at 916-304-9187.
It's a classic odor tale. You fried fish for dinner, cleaned up, but the smell is still in the house. And the neighbors are coming over for game night. They're on their way. And then you spray Febreze Air Mist. Febreze Air starts working instantly to fight even your toughest odors, so you go from fish to fresh like that. Now all you have to worry about is Pam cheating at charades.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
When value matters, Elk Grove Chevrolet delivers. Right now, purchase a 2026 Chevrolet Silverado for $4,500 off. The Silverado 1500 stands out with legendary towing power, a bold new design, and the dependability you expect from Chevy. Visit myelkgrovechevrolet.com for full details. Don't miss your chance to drive the new Chevrolet Silverado. Stop by Elk Grove Chevrolet today and experience quality that goes the distance.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you. Gradual breakers. You keep your eyes on the road, so you've seen it all. As long as it all happened directly in front of you, like a Swedish masseuse, your foot knows exactly the right amount of pressure to apply to the brake. That's why your passengers feel totally relaxed with you behind the wheel and occasionally super sleepy. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
The Travel Guys, new on KHTK 1140 every Saturday at 11 a.m.
We'll make you a smarter traveler. Tips you can use on the road and at the airport, plus reports from top consumer advocates.
The Travel Guys, 11 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140.
Live and local
It's Allen Stiles
on Sactown Sports.
Last segment, not just of the day, but of this era. Thanking everybody. Got to hop in the car, get on up to Guerneville. By the way, somebody on the text line said they're going to be out there, gave me a brewery to hit up, and we were planning on hitting that one anyway, so I appreciate you. I think that was a 707, so thank you. If anybody's up there listening, I know we got quite the signal, so maybe I'll run into you over the weekend. But yeah, this is it, man, and I really do appreciate everyone. I see all the texts coming in, and look, this is not goodbye. I know that there are just certain people that schedule-wise, you are not going to listen as much from 2 to 6, or you just don't listen as much 2 to 6 because of life. You know, your kids get off at I used to get out of school, 2:25, 2:45. I get that, you know, and those are the people that I definitely am going to miss just schedule-wise, how, you know, it might not work that way. But, hey, we do podcast, okay? So you can catch us whenever you need, but I understand when you hop in the car.
Don't forget my podcast.
Right. I understand when you hop in the car, when you hop on YouTube. Alan, this is, my lunchtime, and I just don't have this type of time later. I understand that you're in good hands with Matt and Kayla, and of course my guy Kyle. So I am going to miss y'all because I do understand how that works. You can check us out, obviously, on the Sactown Sports app and wherever you get your podcasts, but I understand how that works, okay? I was there. Everybody knows my stories, and how all this kind of came to be. So I appreciate those of you that might not be able to listen as much in the news time slot, and I appreciate those that are going to be able to listen and going to come with me from 2 to 6. So, yeah, thank you very much on that one for everything. It's so crazy, these Google photos that will come through and Facebook memories and things like that. I mean, my kid, my oldest one, she looked completely different when we moved out here. Completely different when we moved out here. Now she looks like a teenager. She tells me no and all these things, and it all happened here. And when, some people that are no longer at this station kind of were in a position to make this hire and bring me on, it was at a really, really spicy time. Okay, it was at a very spicy time. The Kings had just lost to the Warriors. You're bringing in somebody that was at the Warriors flagship, and they're going to take over a slot. And this station had a good bit of turnover, specifically in this time slot. And there was a lot that we had to put back together, and we had to build your trust back. And I thank you for allowing us to do that. I really do. And I might not be everyone's cup of tea. That's just part of the gig. And if you listen to me knowing that I wasn't, or if I eventually became your cup of tea, I appreciate you either way. That's just kind of how it goes. And now we move to this next era. And I saw a lot of the different comments that came through. I talk to you guys all the time about fighting on the text line and Kyle having to delete my comments that I'll send to some of you out there. And it's all in good fun. Come on, Kyle. It's all in good fun. But, it's one of those things that comes with the business. I understand that. Going back to our arguments about booing players and not booing players. All of these things that we've talked about here on this show. But even when I saw things that may have been negative or positive, whether it be on social media, on X, on Reddit, anything like that. Who is this guy? Why would they bring in somebody that's not from here? All of these things. When I turned on this mic from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., it did turn into my sanctuary. And again, shout out to everybody that was a part of every iteration of the Midday Show with me as this era is concerned. Chris Watkins, Nate, Simone, you, of course, Kyle, the whole crew, everybody that maybe, filled in, Anthony, Ramsey, Jay Woods, everybody that helped every single moment, because this is a really special thing that we've created. And I can't wait for what Matt and Kayla and Kyle are going to create. I can't wait to see what Whitey Gleason, a huge reason that I'm out here, what Whitey's going to help me create with him with this new version of the Drive Guys. We want to take this thing to the top. We did things in the Midday Show. Like I said, Kyle, I was trying to double check this. We were here for, I think, 5 quarters, because to pull the curtain back, we were here for about 5 quarters, okay? So how you get looked at as, obviously digital is changing things, but how you get looked at when it comes to ratings is by quarter. And we cracked the top 10 twice in 5 quarters, okay? That is not something that the Midday Show in Sacramento is supposed to do, all right? We cracked the top 10 twice out of 5 quarters, thanks to people like you. We did that, So we grew this thing. And we grew it pretty quickly. It does help when you do trade your franchise guy and fire your coach right after extending them. But all of the different avenues that we took and all of the different times that I may have questioned myself when I saw some of these negative comments, when I turned on this mic, it allowed me to be me. And that's all I could ask. And whether you liked me or didn't like me, or still don't like me, I appreciate everything from the bottom of my heart. And Kyle, I really do appreciate you, man. The sky's the limit. I'm still not completely sure how old you are, but I can see you maturing each and every day, and the sky's the limit for you, my friend. And I'm just very grateful that I got to work with you and kind of watch your caterpillar to butterfly, and you're still not even the full butterfly yet. You're turning into it, and I'm just blessed and thankful that you were along for the ride with me.
Yeah, all of this before my 18th birthday, huh?
Oh, my goodness, yeah. I mean,
how incredible. I'm going to try not to be self-absorbed, and I'm probably going to cry, but man, okay, Allen, you, from the very beginning, when Chris was moving to the digital and Nate had left and we were talking about what it was going to be, I remember asking you, do you want me to be the producer? And you said yes, and you went to bat for me being the producer of this show, and that was really, really a confidence boost I hadn't gotten before in this industry. It was my first crack at doing a real show like this, and I can't thank you enough for that part specifically, just going to bat for me in the beginning. And then as we went along, you allowed me to have input on the show, a certain level of creative control for a show that had your name on it. And obviously there were creative differences, but you never really pushed back on me trying to have input on your show and try and come up with ideas for the show. And that not only just gave me peace of mind, but it also just made this whole experience more fulfilling for me. It made me want to pour more into this show, to work a little bit harder, to come up with ideas, knowing that we had creative input between the two of us. And then as we went along through the summer and into the fall this year, like we started to get really good at this, and I could feel us getting into a rhythm and a flow, and the audience reflected that, the numbers reflected that. People really, really picked up on this show and listened to this show. I keep saying this was the highest rated midday show that this station has had since before the pandemic. Yeah. Like, people really, really loved this iteration of the show with me and you and doing our silly thing. And we really developed chemistry over the summer, and I felt like the show was going really good. And I'm really sad that this show is going to end. And I know that you're getting a promotion because of all the work that we did, and I get that, but there was so much that went into the show, and I cannot thank you enough for everything you've done for me. For years when I was doing my podcast stuff and doing Instagram content and stuff like that, I used to always tell people, like, thank you for supporting our dreams, like supporting my dreams to do silly stuff like this was the thing I'd always dreamed of. And not only did you support my dreams, you made my dreams come true. And I can't thank you enough for making my dreams come true. This show was everything I wanted it to be. And if we had done this for 4 years, just you and me, I would have been happy to keep doing it as long as they would have kept us. And I'm so happy and grateful for you. And I can't thank you enough for making my dreams come true. Thank you so much, Allen. This show has been everything I wanted it to be. So thank you so much.
Of course, Kyle. Of course, man. Now you got me trying to tear up here. Look, at the end of the day, as the saying goes, don't cry because it's over, but smile because it's happened. And I know it's a cliche, but it's real, man. It's real. And you're going to do great things with Matt and Kayla. That show is going to crush it. And this is only the beginning, right? I look at this how, my parents kind of look at things, and you see where they see where they got to in life, and then you have your kids and you want them to exceed where you got to. And I hope that the Midday Show exceeds the things that we did. Like you said, Boss Man came up to us. We did things that this station hasn't done in 5 years, half a decade, and that's because of your hard work. And I know you're going to continue, and the listeners and everything that we we're able to create together, and we have a bond that we're always going to share, man. Whenever you need me, you got my number. Reach out. I got you. You're going to do great things. All right, it's about time to turn this one off. You got the Drive Guys coming up next, and you will be hearing from me 2 p.m., and I guarantee you don't want to miss that. Whitey Gleason and the smile on his face and the song in his heart. Is he ready for what's about to happen? He better be. But for now, for the last time, we appreciate you. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. I might see you out there in the Russian River. Secure the bag. Light the beam.
Don't forget my podcast.
Gotta go.
It's a new year,